we go. Bow, bow, bow. Get ready, get hyped up, get jumping, get popping. It's Monday night and we are live. This is the Carter's fucking phone without fail. God damn it. Greatest producer we got in Brookfield, but
it's the best money we'll get you in Brookfield.
To be fair, your phone's gone off before, so
your phone goes off at the
every
same
episode.
time.
Yeah, you know why?
Because it's notification squad.
I'm on notification squad.
But don't you think you would just silence your phone?
Mine's on Do Not Disturb.
I put mine on. I at least put mine on vibrate. It's not. It's not going to go ham like that.
Carter's a really important person. He has to be able to be reached at all times.
Yeah, apparently so. All right, well, we've got a new guest on the show. This is Mary here sitting with me.
Hello.
First time on the show. Not the first time around here. You and Allie go way back, right?
Yeah, but I go way back with you guys too.
That's also
yeah, you
true.
actually go farther back with him than you
Homeschool
do
core.
me.
That's true. But I thought maybe because it might be fresher on the mind, easier to get into. I thought maybe just for the start, you could get into how you guys got to know each other, because I actually don't know. I just thought, like, genuinely, I don't really know how you guys even know each other.
How do I know you?
You know me because of Annie.
Yeah. Mary happens to be my high school best friend's little sister.
Okay.
Who didn't abandon me.
Right.
Yeah.
She stayed in Wolfboro. Hence why we are friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now she's one of my bridesmaids. I wish it was a more elaborate story.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty much
nothing
it.
crazy. I do remember sitting on the track bus with Allie though and being like, "Allie, save me! There's too many people."
Yeah. You have to sit with strangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allie, when you went over to their house in high school, was it like were all of you guys friends? Were all her and her sisters
No.
friends? Was
No,
it like,
Annie hated me.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it'd be like a homeschool thing. An outsider. An outsider's here.
The
No.
public school girl is here.
No, basically all of my childhood friends were all public schoolers, so I have a few other ones that were homeschooled, but most of the people I hung out with went to school, so.
I feel like we always hung out like as a group when we had friends over as kids.
That's
right?
why that's why I asked, because I feel like
it didn't matter if it was Calvin's friend, my friend, or your guys' friend. For the most part, we all hung out together.
with the homeschool friends for sure.
Yeah.
Well, definitely in that case, but even like I think about like Tanner is really your guy's friend, but I've hung around with you guys and Tanner long enough that Tanner, I would say now, is my friend too. I don't know if Tanner would consider me his friend, but I definitely consider Tanner my friend.
That's how I felt about Allie. I was like,
Yeah.
when we started hanging out with Allie,
Yeah.
I was like, she probably just thinks I'm Annie's annoying younger sister, and she pities me, so we're just gonna hang out. And then when she asked me to be her bridesmaid, I was like, oh my gosh, wait, she actually likes me? I was like, this is crazy.
We're really friends.
I can make friends.
funny.
When I was in high school and I would go over, I basically just hung out with Annie, and half the time we weren't even at the house. We were doing something else.
Yeah, I don't remember you when you were in high school.
Yeah,
and hung out with
no
Annie.
one.
I don't remember.
I think
recall it at
Becky
all.
might be the only one that
Yeah.
might remember.
Yeah.
But no, we would go to. You guys had another farm that we would go to, and we would do all the chores there.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember you and Annie not getting along.
No.
When we were in high school, like Becky would like hang out with us once in a while.
Yeah.
Sarah not as much, but I just remember very clearly you guys did not get along.
No, we didn't get along. I was always the outsider until recently, and now I'm like the favorite. So
You're the popular one.
I am the
It
popular
all comes
one.
back around.
Yeah.
The one that everyone wants to hang out with.
Yeah. I don't know if they want to hang out with me, but they like me more than they did in high school.
That's funny.
Well, Annie definitely does because she just asked me to be her maid of honor. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Big news.
yeah. Crazy.
You got maid of honor duties
I know.
and bridesmaid duties.
I'm really scared. I have to figure out how we're gonna do it. So
Curtis, how do you feel about your best man duties?
Yeah.
What do you even have for duties anyway?
I
Make sure
basically
Carter makes it to the wedding.
yeah. I
Don't lose
that's
the rings.
That's a tough sell, by the way. Carter miss like if it's on his calendar, you can count on him being 10 minutes early. Like, he's not. Carter? Have you ever been late for anything a day in your life?
I mean, I try not to be.
But have
It would
you?
make
That's
him really
what I mean.
anxious.
Like I don't
I can't
don't
remember
believe
the last
that
time
you would have ever been late for something.
I can't remember the last time I was actually really late for anything, but it definitely gives me anxiety. Or I should say, late by my own fault. It definitely hasn't
Right.
happened in a long time.
I'm chronically late. Everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any best man duties, or at least none that I'm aware of.
As far as I know, I'm the one that has to give a speech.
Caleb's
so.
given the speech, and
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't know. Is there's any kind of bachelor party? None
I've been
that-
trying to beat the bachelor party drum for over a year now. And,
I think,
we got maybe a ski trip.
That'd
maybe
be
a
fun.
ski trip. I mean,
I
I
don't
guess it's up to me to plan, right? But I have to ask Carter what
Caleb
he
can
wants to
help
do,
you.
and
I'm game for anything. I said 24-hour trip to Vegas, no hotels. That's what I said. I said fly in, go hard, fly out. That's what I said. But no one else was on my vibe with that. So
either that or golf. That was the other thing I said too.
oh
Honey,
yeah.
we're getting married in May.
So
Ooh.
You want your bachelor trip to be?
they have simulators.
Oh, okay. No,
or, I
fair
mean, they
enough.
could go.
We
to,
might get lucky,
could go
like
to Payne Valley.
or like Sugarbush. They do one weekend is closing weekend of skiing and opening weekend of the golf course every spring.
Oh, that sounds right up Carter's alley.
Yeah, well, and
Do a
it's
little skiing, some
also
golfing.
I want to say it's right at the beginning of May. I think I'm trying to remember when I came back from Vermont this year, but it was like right as I was coming home.
Generally speaking, the bachelor trip is supposed to be before the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that. That's what I'm trying to figure out when it was, if it was the beginning of May or not. But yeah, I don't know. We can look into it. We'll come up with something fun. Even if it's just, I have a feeling we're gonna end up ordering pizza, staying in, and playing video games, and maybe
You can-
watching a Star Wars or two. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
That is a hell of a time.
Might kill the Ender Dragon.
We might kill the Ender Dragon. Exactly. You know.
You guys can do that the weekend that my bachelorette trip is because I won't be here, so you guys have the house to yourself.
Just get ready. If you show up that weekend, it's just going to be dudes being dudes. There's going to be Pepsi cans everywhere.
Not the Pepsi cans.
No shirts. Just a bunch of hairy men sitting around being
Nightmare
dudes.
fuel.
Just sweating, no shirts.
7 TVs, all with Minecraft going.
Minecraft, Star Wars. Carter, what else we got to get on this list?
For here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
your
activities.
bachelor party.
If it was in this basement, you mean?
Farming simulator. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out what your dream night would be, and I feel like
night.
I feel like it would be we stay in, we get pizza, maybe there's a cheesecake, we drink a lot of sodies, and we play video games until we can't anymore. I mean,
Play video games till 8 o'clock.
play video games till 8:30.
Go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Maybe push it to 9 if we're feeling really wild, and then tuck in and sleep till about 8 o'clock the next morning, and
That's pushing it. Sleep till about
6:30.
6:30 in the morning, and then go skiing. Carter'll be all set.
Yeah, I was trying to find the Paynes Valley golf course just because I feel like the 19th it's a 19th hole.
Where's this?
I couldn't
Missouri.
make that even.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Missouri?
Carter
Apparently
does
Carter.
for his bachelor party. Hey, leave the
I'm
man
just talking-
alone, all right?
I'll see if I can find a
I don't know.
better.
That looked pretty. So
Yeah.
Missouri. They got what do they got there? Like, apparently a golf course.
Yeah, until the console Red Rings of Death.
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Colin's
that's-
suggestion.
That's the other thing too. That would be fun if we did a night in
LAN
gaming.
party.
Yeah, well, and we could get Colin in on it too. He could come. Colin, we'll let you know. There's going to be a certain night. Tell Emma she's not allowed in. It's just a boys' night, and you're going to be live streaming with us. We're going to be gaming all night. So we'll keep you posted. We'll tell you when to put it on your calendar. But I'm willing to bet that's going to be more or less what the bachelor party ends up being, just a gaming night.
Which is a dream come true for Carter.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Tiger Woods' course?
Tiger Woods, yeah, Tiger Woods design course. But
Wow.
see, the
In Missouri.
this is they call this it's the 19th hole. I don't know why there's 19 holes, but the cart path.
In case you want to skip this one because it looks fucked.
Yeah.
This one's going to be
Comes-
really hard and
It
screw
goes
up your
around, and I
score.
think it runs up. The cart path runs up along the rock right
It
here.
looks like it.
That's insane.
It looks like you can drive over to that waterfall. Yeah, look at that path. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You can go right over to
There's
the
a bridge
waterfall.
over the-
Yeah.
Where do you drop if you can't
That's
hit the green?
crazy. That's why it's the 19th hole, brother. That's
I don't know.
do or die
God.
time.
That was a hole in one.
Well, yeah. How
That
do
was
you
a
think? You,
trick.
what? You
Well,
got to
if you
take a
can't-
boat to go putt? What do you?
No,
No,
this
there
is
there was a bridge.
There was a bridge.
Yes, there was a
Okay.
bridge.
There's
There
a,
were
Oh,
people
yeah, okay.
that are on.
You have to
yeah.
swim.
I was gonna say how they get the fucking mower out there.
That's what you're worried about?
Now you have that guy,
Real golf.
Nate.
Neato. Yeah, I mean, it's Monday night, man. Plowing into another week here. I feel like the days are so short. It's hard to have any, like energy or like,
Yeah.
It at 4 o'clock. It literally feels like it's 8 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do?
Drink more coffee.
I was
Yeah,
coming
I mean,
home. I was
honestly.
coming home today, and it was like 3:45 ish. And I was looking around, and I was like, "It is really dark now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is really sad."
It's painful. Carter and I, we went skiing or I guess it was yesterday on Sunday. We went up to Black Mountain. I actually filmed a video. I was supposed to bring my camera tonight so we could show off some of the footage, but you'll have to wait. I'll upload a whole video of our trip to Black
Keep
Mountain.
them in
But
suspense.
Like you guys did with the cryptid video.
yeah, the cryptid
And then
video.
you didn't do it.
Okay, as a fan of the show, were you really pissed off about the cryptid episode?
Honestly,
Was
yes,
it-
because
was
you
it a
guys
letdown?
you guys
We
hyped it up.
we hyped it too
You
much?
hyped it so much, and you guys were like, "We're gonna have like presentations. We're all gonna research a cryptid." And then the next episode, you guys come on and you go, "Yeah, so actually, we're not feeling this anymore." And I was like, "What the hell, you guys?"
Yeah. I think though, it's good to get that stuff out of the way early. I don't want people having real big expectations for this show. You can't. So sometimes you have to build yourself up just to tear yourself down, just to show people what you're really made of.
enough.
We're not afraid to come on here without a plan or a half-ass plan or a last-minute plan we put together where we get Ashlyn to call in like 5 seconds before the show. We're like, call in, you're the cryptid expert, go. But that is the standard we have set, and I think it's good to keep the bar low enough that we can still achieve. Well,
Can't set the standards too high.
I'm not a pole vaulter. I mean, come on. The cryptid episode was Ted's fault. Oh yeah, okay, Calvin, good point. So a couple days before we were going to record the cryptid episode, me and Calvin had gone to Vermont, and I visited my old buddy, gas station Valero Ted. Okay, visited with him, and he sort of like shit all over the cryptid thing. He's like, it's played out. It's done. Like it's been overdone. It's old. And I think that did kind of take some of the wind out of our sails. And
That's fair.
I had
Yeah.
a little bit of
That's
cryptid.
I thought you
Yeah.
did a good job
With
with the
homunculus.
homunculus.
I listened to that one at work and I was laughing. I was trying not to laugh too loud so they weren't like, "What are you doing?"
Did you watch the video of it by chance, or did you
I
just
did,
listen?
yeah.
You saw the homunculus?
Yeah, I had it open because I was like, because I'm on YouTube, so I can't close my
Right,
phone.
right.
Every time it was like, okay, we're gonna show this, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Okay.
You just had a full-on naked homunculus junk
Yeah.
in the middle of the screen.
I was very impressed how much Curtis knew. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty crazy.
He did his research.
He did.
Yeah, he's been a fan since it
Since
started.
its inception.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to hold back the laughter though, because then maybe somebody will come over and be like, "Hey, maybe I want to listen to that too."
Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
how are
true.
you supposed to advertise the show?
Actually,
like that?
from now on,
Good point.
if you're listening at work, it should be through a Bluetooth speaker,
Yeah.
a full volume Bluetooth speaker.
Sadly, I have too much anxiety for that. So
Oh no!
I can't.
Could you imagine how bad that would be too? Like our voices echoing across the lake.
oh my gosh.
Some of the crap we've said. I'll be honest. We've taken some diggers. I'm not gonna point out any specific episodes, but if you want to tear us down, I mean the material's all there. Just they're waiting for the right moment. They're gonna come for our guts.
Coming to me too.
I don't know what I don't think.
You think we've said enough to be canceled?
No,
No way.
I also don't think that really exists anymore. Or I don't even know if it ever
coming.
existed.
It's coming to an end for sure.
Or the idea of it is coming to an end, but I don't know as if it really ever existed. I just don't know. I feel like Louis C.K. I think is maybe one of the better examples of somebody that supposedly was canceled, but now he's like still very successful. You know, whether or not anybody has deserved to be canceled is its own story. But the fact of the matter is, like Shane Gillis again, fired from SNL, is now bigger than SNL ever could dream to be.
Did you watch
You know.
when he hosted SNL?
Yes,
That's my favorite episode.
the Green Bay Packers.
Oh my god. That episode was my favorite episode
It was good.
by far.
Chris Rock actually just hosted SNL, and
I watched that, yeah.
I didn't watch the whole show. I just watched one of the bits on TikTok. But the bit I saw was Chris Rock at his Simpsons episode. Like they were trying to write the Chris Rock Simpsons episode, and that was the bit on SNL. And I thought that was really funny. I enjoyed it as a casual Simpsons fan and a casual Chris Rock fan. I thought it was funny.
Adam
But,
Sandler made an appearance in it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't watch the sketch, but I heard he showed up. Oh, you know what else we were talking about before the show? We were talking about a lot before the show. I said we got to eat dinner after the show next time, so we don't blow it all before the show.
Oh, what? Sorry, Annie just.
Yeah,
said-
we're reading live comments here.
Yeah.
What we got?
You were supposed to join me in Delaware.
I was supposed to move to Delaware.
Oh,
after
yes.
college.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
I told Andy there would be 2 reasons I wouldn't move to Delaware. I fell in love and I landed my dream job.
Oh,
She's
boy.
still here.
Yep. Yep.
I'm here for you.
Carter's fault.
But if you
But-
ask Carter, I stayed for my terrible post-college job that I hated more than anything in the world.
I don't think I ever said that.
Yeah, you did.
He's not always the most self-aware. You know, I've had Carter as a brother for almost, come May, that'll be 25 years I've had him for a brother.
Wow.
And
It's a long time.
yeah. You believe that? 25 years. This May, we will have been together as siblings, and just not always. I don't know if self-aware is the right word, but maybe like aware of how you come off to others. Like you will think something is a specific way or tone in your head, like you didn't mean it mean, but it comes out mean. Does that make sense? Am I hitting any notes there?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
It happens to me.
But that's just in terms of him throwing you under the bus, saying you stuck around for your job, not for
I
him.
never said that.
Well,
You
no.
did say
If
that.
I,
Gaslight, gaslight,
if, I,
gaslight.
if I had ever said it, it was not in a serious way.
But
I'm not
that's
that
all
stupid.
that's all I'm.
No,
all I'm
it
sa- no, I'm not
obviously
saying
wasn't
you
in
are.
a serious way.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you can get taken out of context because you have a more unique context, right? I know your context because I've been with you for 25 years long, but not everybody's gonna know everybody's quirks. Take some warming up,
That's true.
figure out everybody's weird bits and bobs.
Do you think you actually have a dream job?
I thought I did, and then I got it. And then I didn't like it. Well, not that I didn't like it. It just, I like the job I have now better than what I thought was my dream job.
I think
Caleb was telling me. Amy just said, "I think as siblings, you guys get along great." And Caleb was telling me at Black Mountain that
funny.
if we weren't siblings, he doesn't think we'd be friends.
No,
That's what I
crazy.
agreed. I said,
Yeah, well, because we're
What world
having
do you
this
cross
moment.
paths?
We're
No, that's actually fair.
we're having this moment in the lodge. Carter didn't even want to go in the lodge, right? He would have been happier to either keep skiing or gone home.
I would have walked around it.
Or maybe explore the lodge. I like to go into the lodge. I'm making friends with people. I'm chatting people up. I got a free cup of coffee. You know, I'm chatting people up. I'm talking. I'm getting along, and that's what I enjoy. That's something fun in my day is interacting with all these other people that are also excited about skiing. Right. That's why everyone's at this mountain. Everybody that works there, all these people, they're excited about skiing, and that's why they're there. But anyway, Carter looks at me, and he didn't want to be in the room at all, and I'm having a great time, and it dawns on me, I'm like, man, like I don't think we'd be friends if we weren't siblings. And Carter goes, yeah, you're right. But it's just, different strokes. That's all.
Caleb's not gonna have a voice left by the end of the show.
You think?
I can hear it.
It's going. I was sick all weekend. I pushed it skiing. I really shouldn't have. I was dry heaving on the mountain. But
First runs, though.
that's what I blamed it on, right? I blamed it on. I mean, I definitely am out of shape. I'm sore. Like every muscle in my body is sore today from skiing. 5 runs on Sunday?
Yeah, I would be too.
4 or
would be
5.
too.
What?
I would be so sore too.
Yeah, well, it does work you out, and I was like a kid on Christmas. I was vibrating. I'm singing songs. We get off the chairlift. I said to Carter, I'll meet you at the lift. I was like, don't wait for me. And I put my headphones on and I gunned it down the mountain, and I'm feeling great. Like halfway down the mountain, after giving it everything I had, I go to really dig in and make another turn, and my legs had no sauce left. Immediately, I burnt myself out immediately, and
It's because you get too excited.
yeah.
Happens to the best of us.
And I went into it thinking, keep in mind, last year I skied every day, just about every day I skied, and so in my mind, that's where I was coming back to it, right where I left off. I did not mentally prepare myself for first day of the season, fresh legs. I was like thinking of my last day. Last May in the spring when it was warm and it was great, and I'm like, yeah, let's go out. Let's. I was like, let's hammer it, and I couldn't. Hey, did you see that kid came back for like a 10-year anniversary? The apparently kid.
Yeah, that was like,
I liked it.
I thought that was pretty cringe to have him come back.
You got to remember, this is also local news, right? So for that news station,
It's got to be
not
pretty
just for this,
local news.
but excuse me, sorry for burping, sorry for cussing.
Disgusting.
But no, anyway, I just thought of it more from the local news perspective. If this kid was from your town, are you not, like, you'd be a fool to not have him come back 10 years later.
This kid comes back 10 years later on Chronicle to
With Fritz Weatherby. Could you imagine if Fritz had the apparently kid on and then didn't bring him back 10 years later?
Well, I would say the cringe part is the way he
looks now.
Okay, but he's what, in high school? You expect him to look regular? Come on.
Well, kids these days, they do look regular. They don't go through.
10 years ago,
You don't think?
No.
this scared me half
Some
to
do.
death.
Yeah, most of the ones I
10
know.
years ago, WNEP introduced the world to a legend right here.
Apparently, I've never been on live television before.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Noah Ritter, dubbed the apparently kid.
look at his grandfather there. That's the best part, I think.
Wait,
I know.
That's crazy.
Well, because remember, he watched the news with us after he watched the Powerball.
I actually can't say apparently in a normal conversation now because of this kid.
I know. It's
Like anytime someone says it, I have to be like, apparently.
exactly like what Carter just. Apparently. It's so hard not to hear it.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's great. I went down the super slide and scared half to death. But yeah, he talks about that in the recap. He's like, over here next to the super slide that used to scare me half to death. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Noah Ritter, he looks like he could use a glow up. What was that show on MTV?
Scared Straight.
No, not Scared Straight. It was like they'd pick like a dorky kid and they'd come make him cool. Do you remember this? Like, oh, this kid is like doesn't have a lot of friends.
Amy said sad, cute when he was little.
But that's what I mean, right? Like, you want to go through my own catalog, right? I was a cute little kid. I was ugly for a long time, and we came out on the other side all right. But
it's puberty. It does strange things to you.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying to my boy Noah over here. He's taking a lot of slag right now, but I think he's gonna be just fine. Noah, join a sport.
MTV used to have some pretty wild shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched. I think it was called like Next or something like that. That could be the wrong name, but it was when the parents didn't like whoever their child was dating.
Oh.
And
I've seen a couple clips of this. It's insane.
They would pick other people to go on a date with their kid. And then their kid would have to choose between the other No, wait, Next was a different one. That was where you like got onto a bus and you were like had a like speed date and you'd be like, next. I like that one. They had some wild shows on MTV.
I was talking about one the other day. I can't remember the name of it, but there's like a couple, right? Or it wasn't a real couple. It was a girl would bring home an actor and say, this guy's my boyfriend, okay? And the guy would be like the worst pig imaginable, obnoxious, or whatever it may be, like just like outrageously obnoxious. And if the parents made it through the whole date and gave the girl their blessing, then the girl would win like a bunch of money or something. Or maybe if they were honest with her, they won the money. If they gave her the blessing, they don't get the money. I don't remember exactly how it worked. It was some game show like that, but the parents weren't in on it. They thought, oh, we're meeting our daughter's new boyfriend. Oh, but the whole thing was punked. It was but that was another MTV.
These are all like fever dreams
Yeah.
because when I started watching them, I was probably like too young to be watching them. And so occasionally I just like remember one of them and I'm like, that actually existed and I actually watched it.
I really only remember MTV Cribs. We used to TiVo that and we would
Pimp My
watch.
Ride.
Well, especially people we knew.
Yeah. Chad Kroger.
That's one I remember specifically. He had a bunch of 4-wheelers in his driveway. He was
And,
like in the
and
desert.
this is the part, Cardi. You should look this up because you guys are gonna be wowed at my memory of this. Okay, but there's this one scene where he's showing you his swimming pool, right? And there's this portion of the swimming pool where you're like underground and there's a glass wall, so you can look like through into the pool.
Into the pool.
And he's standing there explaining, and he goes, yeah, I got this big window here. You can look into the pool, see all kinds of body parts. that's all he said. See all kinds of body parts, and it was so burned into my head because as a kid, I'm like that's so
Arms
odd.
and legs.
Yeah, I'm like that's so odd. Yeah, like see a bunch of body parts. Well, yeah, if people are swimming, people are made of bodies. So yeah, duh. Now, obviously, as a grown up, I get it a little more, but it was so burned into my head. Did we find it? All right, we might get copy stricken for this, but we're gonna try it because
you want it.
Because I want it that bad.
You want to prove your point.
Well, and it's also like it. I remember it because it was like funny or odd. I don't know. There's something I remember about it. And this is, by the way, exactly how I remember it. Like this. What year is this? This is.
This is gonna be like
08?
Yeah, I was gonna say 2010.
That's how I still picture Chad Kroger looking.
Me
This
too.
is definitely where you want to be while the sun is shining. This is the bar. There's seats right there in the bar. You even got a window to check out the body parts of people that are in the second level.
There it is. My boy Chad.
With the body parts.
But it just was burned into my head my whole entire life.
7 years ago, that video was uploaded.
Well, the
That's
video
when it was uploaded.
Yeah,
but
right.
when was it aired on MTV?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. Does it say in the description?
Did you watch the Nickelback movie?
No, I didn't.
Hate to Love 'Em.
Yeah, Hate to Love 'Em. Yeah, I heard about it, but
I didn't get to watch it yet.
Yeah, have you watched it at all? Did you and Carter watch it?
We watched that, right?
Yeah,
Is it any good?
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting because like I said before, it's interesting because I didn't know that they were all friends or all from the same.
Weren't they
Yeah,
all?
all from the
They're all
same town.
related.
I
Right?
thought
Well,
there
no.
was a story
There was
of
a cousin. In
I
there.
thought the one guy that wasn't related ended up marrying Chad's sister, so they were all related.
maybe.
I
No.
thought I knew they were all friends, and I thought they all worked at the same convenience store or something, or grocery store, and that's what the
Canadian.
that's
They're
where the
small town Canadians.
I thought for some reason the nickname Nickelback came from asking people if they wanted their Nickelback when you made change for them at the store.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That could be.
Yeah, I don't think they ever talked about how their name came to be in the
No,
movie.
I
But
don't remember it. I also don't remember them talking about why everyone all of a sudden hated Nickelback. Like, my manager gives me so much crap for liking Nickelback. Like, Curtis and I went to Nickelback
Twice.
Two
Whoa!
times.
A couple years ago, and I was like, hey, I have to leave early this day and I have to take the next day off. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm going to Nickelback. And I was like, we gotta drive up Thursday, concerts Thursday, and Friday off. I'm going to see Nickelback. And he was like, you're going to take a day off to go see Nickelback? And I was like, yeah, you wouldn't? And he was so dumbfounded by it. And
That's
now he makes
crazy.
fun of me.
They are hated a lot.
Yeah.
How'd
for
they
no
come
good
around
reason.
again? Soon.
They were good. I saw them one time. I didn't go the second time. Once was good.
no, it's the best show
I
I've
had to
ever
go
been
a second time. I didn't
Really?
remember the first time.
Yep.
But again, so like, keep in mind what I was just saying about skiing, right? How I enjoy like talking to people and making friends and being friendly. There are different vibes at different concerts. Because I went with you guys, or did I just sit with you at Nickelback?
Yeah, you just went with me. It was
Yeah,
just you and I.
me and Curtis went to Nickelback, and I think we just did our own thing, because you guys aren't make friends with strangers type of guys, right?
I don't think you at that time you weren't a make friends with stranger person either.
Maybe not fully.
You
but
haven't been
I,
make friends with stranger person until you went to Vermont. Since you've been
No,
back,
that definitely opened me up. But
that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of the first concert I went to alone, but
Caleb
I don't.
and I just sat in chairs on the lawn and listened. We didn't really.
I think
Party.
I was like 20 when I started going to concerts by myself. You got to make friends when you go alone.
That is true. Yeah.
And anyway, so like if I'm out alone, I would be that person. But now I've grown more into myself to where I am more just that person. I'm more open and social all the time. I try not to let other people's vibe affect mine as much. Like I still would like to be open, positive, and social. So even if my group isn't necessarily that way, I might still be that way. Try and be more open and because I have grown up. But
yeah, you're talking kind of about stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit. I got something.
it's not an iPhone, so what are you
No.
gonna?
I took
you
the
get?
case off my phone.
Oh,
I'm gonna run my phone with no case on it.
Good job.
Dang.
Good job stepping out of your comfort zone.
Well, hey, Carter, here, hand me your phone real quick.
Not having a phone case is very risky.
Carter, day one, gonna go no phone case here.
That is a those
Check
are
back in a week.
Christine. Well, and I was just gonna show you for comparison. I haven't had a case for over a year. So my phone is mostly made of glass. The entire back of the screen here, the back of the phone, not the screen, is completely shattered and it's being held together by a Buc-ee's and a 603 White Mountains sticker. Is holding my phone together. So Carter, here's your future. Here's what you got to look forward to: a phone being held together by stickers.
We'll see. I got the. That's actually a screen protector on the cameras. Yeah, they're not actually like that, but
The thing
We'll see how it
that
goes.
happened to me.
You should get a D brand wrap for it at least, because I'm telling you, the second you drop it, it's gonna get smashed. I tried that once, and
Yeah.
even from a foot off the ground, it slips out of your hand. It's
Yeah.
gonna get smashed.
you mean a wrap for the back of it? Or-
Yeah,
I don't know that they have stickers. for the sides
That's
of that.
like
I do-
all metal though. That's like I think that one's more rugged. Not saying the screen, like you
Yeah,
get a screen
no,
protector
maybe.
though, right?
Maybe it'll be
Yeah, I
fine.
do have a screen protector.
I think if you get a
but-
screen protector, you're probably fine. I think so. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he made a really good point about how beautiful the phone is and how much joy it brings him to have this nice piece of technology, and he doesn't want to cover it with a case. But then he also said what he does is he's constantly going like this, flipping his phone and not hitting his microphone, but flipping his phone and twirling it around like this. Similar to how like a Marine would practice and flip and toss their gun. And he's like flipping and tossing the gun. People think it's just for show. He's like, you know the purpose of that? He's like, it's so when you're out in the field and you're jostling around and jumping in a pit or something, you're very comfortable and familiar with this thing flopping and flying around in your hands, so you're not going to drop it. You know where the trigger is and which way it's pointing, no matter how hectic and much running around you might be doing. I don't know if that's true. That's what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, and that's what he talked about with his phone. So since then, I've gone caseless. Thank you, Neil, for freeing me.
Well, that's the real reason why I decided to take the case off, just because I
Neil
feel
converted you?
No, well, it's actually
You called him the other night.
It's not Neil, but no, I'm saying I just don't like the way the phone looks with the case or feels. It doesn't feel like premium. Like when you have no
I
case
completely
on,
agree.
The phone feels
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
premium thing.
And it gets all dirty and dusty. Like
Yeah.
mine does.
Yeah, the
Mine's
case
always
is-
full of gunk.
Yeah,
I'm always
it-
cleaning it.
Yeah.
I completely agree. It takes away from the value of it, having an ugly case on it, and it is a nice piece of tech. So why not show that thing off, huh?
Yeah, I've just smashed two. I've had a couple phones, and every time it gets near the end, I say, "Now, finally, I'm gonna run no case," and in a week, the screen is smashed.
Well, I've had this one for a year now, so we'll see.
I say go for it, and there's nothing I like better than having a smashed, falling apart phone and cutting my fingers every time I try and unlock it. There's something authentic about that. There's
My
something
screen
real.
protector got like that, and I finally caved when I got a piece of glass stuck on my finger, and I was like, fine, I'll buy a new one. And so I bought a pack that came with two, and I had the new screen protector on there for maybe a week, dropped it, and it broke again. And I was like, okay, well, we'll wait till I get glass in my finger again.
I've got a YouTube video, how to fix your phone with super glue. My screen was literally like, if you tipped it over, all the glass would have
Shards
just
fell
fallen
out.
out. Yeah. So I just left it flat on the counter, and I just took glue and I just all over the screen.
It worked
And
after that?
It worked. It worked great.
That's surprising.
This thing worked for like months with the super glue in it.
Interesting.
The back of my
It's got a decent amount of views too.
phone is glass too, and that's also broken. But I've also had this phone since 2020.
What?
That's impressive. I just replaced my 2020 phone.
I thought phones only lasted 2 years.
It depends on how you treat them.
I didn't know you
If
were
you're
allowed
nice
to.
to
I
them,
didn't
they're
know you
gonna
were allowed
last
to
a
keep
lot
them more than
longer.
2 years. I thought 2 years and it was up. Phones are.
Well, it
they
depends on if
expire.
No,
you-
that's just your brother's.
I thought they like literally expired, had an expiration date.
No, I don't think so.
your brother's just getting an update, and they're like, gotta get one now.
Gotta get one.
Gotta get the newest one.
Gotta get.
Usually for me, it's when the battery starts being weak. That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah.
So that's usually why I upgrade.
Yeah.
My battery's still rocking.
Good morning,
through a whole day.
Well, you got
No
an
problem.
iPhone though, right?
Yeah.
I think iPhones are better.
You're so little.
Life
What
hack.
year is this, Carter? My video we're looking at here.
6 years ago,
6 years ago, how to fix your phone,
almost.
life hack, 13,000 views, no big deal.
Insane.
To you?
I don't think we want to watch the whole
it's another-
video.
10 minutes?
Yeah, I bet it's long. I'd skip ahead. Go way ahead. Go look for my phone for me.
No. Why are you even touching my GoPro? You're not allowed to touch my camera. So we got some.
That's funny.
lights up here.
Oh, this is when Calvin was going.
We used to go hard at
I was gonna say,
Christmas.
It was really
Well,
cheap.
Calvin would go hard.
Is that the?
Is
some
you gonna
lights
give
up
Calvin all the
around,
credit? I mean, come on.
Breezeway here.
Look who's fucking out here in the yard helping him.
I don't know. Calvin would spearhead it. That's what I would say.
This is pretty good.
Oh, Mandy.
That was funny. All right, here we go. Fixing my phone with the glue. Damn, I forgot how much fucking shit would go into one video.
This gel glue here.
that I'm going to use, which I've already used a little bit on this one spot, this one little break in the screen there. So I'm going to fill up this crack in the corner, this bottom corner here, and then I also got a couple cracks on the back side as well that I want to fill up. Because this phone used to be nice and waterproof. I used to be able to use it in the shower, but we're out of focus.
Oh, that's a shirt.
And there we go.
Yeah.
But with big chunks of the screen missing, I don't dare get it wet. So
More importantly,
we're
what
gonna
the
go ahead and
fuck
fill
was I
those,
doing with my
missing
phone in the
chunks
shower?
With some glue.
Suspect. Jesus
Have you
Christ.
ever looked in our shower? Curtis bought a thing that you can put your phone into
That's
when you're in the
crazy.
shower, so
You
it
don't
stays
just-
dry.
You don't just use a plastic bag.
That's crazy.
A little Ziploc, like sandwich size.
when I like to watch YouTube.
You're a full-blown iPad kid, aren't you?
I'll put a podcast
So Cassidy
on.
calls me iPad kid.
I'll put a
He is.
podcast
I
on
am
in the
too. I
shower,
can't say
but
anything. Yeah.
that's
It's
about
even
it.
worse now that he has an iPad.
Yeah. I watch TV in the shower, so I can't really. I can't say anything.
I don't. Do you watch TV via your Ziploc bag in the shower?
No, I've moved on from the Ziploc bag, and now I just let it sit in the shower without any protection.
Living on the
So-
edge.
I would do that, except for the touchscreen stops working.
Yeah, with the phone case that I have right now, the water gets in it, and then I have to take it off after I get out of the shower and like dry everything off.
My videos used to be good, man. I don't know what happened.
Review the comments on this.
Calvin's still out there working away.
Is he taking them down? He must be taking them down, right?
I
April.
don't remember.
Yeah, it's April, so he's gonna be taking them down.
Taking him down in April.
Well, you can't do it all winter. It's too fucking cold.
True. Fair enough.
Yeah, I get it. So anyway, I did film a video at Black Mountain. We're gonna get back to it at some point here. But yeah, so 13,000 people have watched this. Let's see what the comments
6
say.
minutes of
You
the
got-
video are a waste of time.
Okay, when you said that you were filling your phone with super glue,
Does this really work?
I imagine your entire screen. Being smashed,
actually, in my
not just like those little spots.
in my memory, it was actually worse. So it's funny, you know, that I was proved right with my memory with the Nickelback thing, but that video of fixing my phone screen kind of proved me wrong. The thing where I was on the back of my phone where I was smearing it with a stick, you saw that part? For some reason in my memory, that was on the front of the phone, like on the screen,
yeah.
where I was smearing it around. But yeah, so hey, not a perfect steel trap, but you believe anything Chad Kroger's ever said? That's locked in. That's in a steel trap. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't
Never
gonna
made
forget
it
that.
as a wise man.
What's your favorite Nickelback song?
Favorite Nickelback song is "This Afternoon." I'm trying to think of how does that open up? Yeah, but what's the opening line of it? If I know the opening line.
That's how it is.
Beer bottles laying on the kitchen floor.
Take 'em
Take them
all
out
back.
back so you buy some more. Something hanging out this afternoon.
So I doubt we'll go without this.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably my favorite one. But they didn't play that when I saw them live, so a bit of a bummer.
They didn't?
No.
Maybe they played it the second time, because I'm pretty sure I heard him play it
Must
live.
have played it the second time.
Yeah, they definitely didn't when I saw them because that was like on my list that I wanted to hear them play, and they didn't play it. I would have
sad.
known. I would have remembered.
But
They played a lot of good songs when we saw them.
Well, Photograph's a good one, but that one's a little overplayed. But
I honestly do like all their music, and it does make for a good show. You can really enjoy it. But oh yeah, Cassidy chiming in. Got another line of the. This is exactly it. This is a great song.
This is the opening line, looking like another Bob Marley day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay,
And then
that's
it
the
goes
first
into
line.
beer bottles.
Yeah. Yep.
Laying on the kitchen floor. If you take them
Okay.
all back, we can buy some more.
Wow, look at that, Curtis. You found a real fan there. Huh?
yeah, she She's actually not the biggest Nickelback fan. She likes Nickelback, but I don't think she's
Well,
a
that's
diehard
just
fan,
that's just a
like-
top tier song.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
This
song.
afternoon, that's a genre
I might
bending
not.
song.
Very.
think-
I'd have
Yeah.
to listen to it to know.
I think Far Away is a good one.
So far away,
Yeah.
far away,
That's the thing. Is it?
away, far too long.
They're all bangers. So you go to a Nickelback concert,
It's just
They're-
bangers.
it's just-
after
Headbang
bangers.
It's
the
just-
whole time.
the whole time you're just jamming.
Yeah,
I will say it was kind of funny to see Brantley Gilbert at Nickelback.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Brantley Gilbert. He's probably the concert I've been to the most. I was mildly obsessed with him in high school and college. And then he opened for Nickelback, and I was like, this is an interesting concept, but it works.
it works. Well, Nickelback to me has always kind of had a little like country flair.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
But
I
usually
don't know,
people
just-
that like country music also tend to like Nickelback.
Yeah.
yeah, it's similar.
Yeah,
There's
if you're not
similarities.
afraid to listen to bro country, you're not afraid to listen to Nickelback.
Yeah. Who played with Nickelback when I saw him in Guilford? Do you remember?
It was Skillet.
Yeah,
Skillet.
Which is kind of a Skillet was kind of man. I mean, Skillet is all right, but I'm just not a huge Skillet fan. So
I like when you get an opener you wouldn't buy a ticket for. You know what I mean? That's
When you stumble across somebody.
Like Zach Top.
Yeah.
yeah. Zach Top, we got really
when
lucky
you,
with.
when you show up to Lainey Wilson, this guy comes out and you're like, who is this? And you're like, wait a second.
My one of my favorite lore drops is when I tell people about how I saw Morgan Wallen
Oh, yeah.
before
Oh, wow.
he was famous because he opened for Florida Georgia Line.
Wow,
Saw him 2 nights in a row.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I saw Florida Georgia Line when they opened for Brantley Gilbert.
Oh,
That was Annie also went to that concert. We went separately, but that was like high school.
I think there was a picture for a long time of Annie.
Did you
and
not
her
want to
friend group.
associate with the homeschoolers?
No.
Sorry.
No, I
Cool.
no. Annie was actually hanging out with all her public school friends.
Yeah.
Karen and I had gotten like legit seats as opposed to the lawn, and that's where Annie was. But we also had to be picked up by a certain time because I had a cross country race in the morning.
There was a picture from that concert for a long time in the red truck in the middle console.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd randomly pull it out and be like, I'm gonna hide this again. It wasn't bad. It was just like one of those things. I was like,
It wasn't the
this is never
picture from
leaving truck.
the Jake Owen concert
Oh, maybe it was.
because
I think it was. Yeah.
there's one from the Jake Owen concert that we went to for Annie's birthday. It was the first time I got to drive myself to a concert. It was a pretty remarkable moment in my life.
It's a big step.
I was really surprised that you said you didn't want to go see Shania Twain again.
I was gonna ask everybody about that because I got a email alert for pre-sale.
The amount of
Yeah.
people that have texted me about it today.
What?
So we went. I've seen Shania Twain. I went to see Shania Twain last summer. She was touring, and she went to in Mansfield at the Xfinity Center. And first of all, Xfinity Center, don't listen to this.
Sucks.
Terrible venue.
Sucks.
Terrible
Worst
venue. Horrible to get in and out of.
Amy's
Just-
going.
Amy's going to Shania Twain.
Ooh.
I wonder if Mom's going.
But
with her.
she didn't let me down, but she didn't live up to my standards. And I
Really?
think it's because she's come out with more music since like when I was a kid and I listened to Shania
right.
Twain. And the Shania Twain I remember is what I listened to when I was a kid, like what I grew up with, Shania Twain's Greatest Hits CD.
Yeah.
Made my dad wire my car back up so I could get it out after I totaled it. But she has like newer songs that I don't know, and she played them, and I was like, the vibe's gone now.
I think that's a pitfall of any of these legacy
Comeback
artists,
tours.
right? Well, not even a comeback tour, whatever you want to call it. You know, like people want to hear the goddamn hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want
wanna-
to hear "Man, I Feel Like a Woman."
If you want to slip
that
in,
don't impress me much.
yeah, like you can slip in a couple of your new songs here and there. That's for you. But dance, monkey, dance. That's
Yeah.
what we're fucking paying you for.
Well,
I want to hear the hits.
To be fair, she did, for the most part, she did play like her older songs and her hits, but she does have like some new songs that got pretty popular. Like "Giddy Up" is one of them, and that came out within the last few years. And she played that one, and I was like, it's catchy, but like,
I don't know it.
yeah, this is no "Man, I Feel Like a Woman." Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
any man of mine, like, let's go. And for her, she closed with That Don't Impress Me Much, and she came out in her leopard print suit, which actually lived at the Smithsonian for a while.
That's pretty crazy. She had to break it out of the Smithsonian to go back on tour.
Night at the museum.
Shania Twain, Night at the
Called
Museum.
up Ben Stiller.
Do you know why
me
it was
this.
there?
Because it was so famous. It's it's like an iconic outfit, Shania Twain outfit.
It's like up there with Elvis's leather suit. It's like icon.
It's
Michael
there's something.
Jackson's red leather jacket.
His white glove.
His
Yeah,
white glove.
it was in the
Tiger
music
Woods
video.
red Sunday shirt.
Did you know that's not a collared shirt?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not like a polo collar.
Sometimes
I think I've seen.
it like just comes straight up.
I think
Yeah.
I think it
Weird.
depends. I don't think he's got a specific shirt.
Which one?
Okay.
The 1, 2, 3, 4 from the top row. No, not that one. That's scandalous. No, that one with the hood. That one.
There you go.
Yep.
The fourth one in.
That's
in
the
case you
original
forgot.
one. It's the original fit. The fact that she could still put
Slay.
on the original outfit.
Yeah.
And
I've
I don't think she
never
did a
seen
bad
that
job,
before, so-
but I feel like she was, and I know.
Well, you're not a Shania Twain fan, Carter.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
I know
Get out!
she's getting up there in age.
Poser.
But I feel like she had to take a lot of breaks, and like there was a lot of like talking breaks,
Makes sense.
and like I didn't come here to listen to you chit chat with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Like I want you to sing.
Yep.
The problem is they haven't announced who's opening for or anything yet because I think they just start
Yeah.
this beginning of the tour, so we don't know.
Oh, that's
Somebody
the other
good.
thing. The person that opened for her, I didn't like.
Somebody could be good opening for her. You never know.
You never know. You never can tell.
But I mean, it's at Bank of New Hampshire though, which is the best place to see a concert. I
It
feel
is.
Like.
Well,
is.
It
my
is.
rule of thumb. I'll see anybody at Bank of New Hampshire because I
Yeah.
enjoy it there. So
We having that venue so close. I forget
Spoiled.
like
We are spoiled.
how lucky we are
So spoiled.
until I go somewhere else and I'm like, why do I even bother going to another venue? Like I could go see my favorite artist somewhere else and it will not even compare to seeing someone I kind of like
Yeah.
at Meadowbrook.
unless it's like standing room only, like if it's that small of a show that it's at
Intimate.
like a club, and it's standing room only, I'll go someplace that's not Guilford. But after going to Gillette last summer, nah, never
Oh,
again.
yeah, no.
You've
Never
been to
again.
Fenway too, right?
Oh, Fenway sucked. I'd
Fenway's
never
the
see a
worst.
concert at Fenway. Miserable. It
Yeah.
sounds like shit. All you hear is the generators because they don't have enough. How does Fenway Park not have enough fucking electricity
Because it was
to run a
built
concert?
in the 1900s.
It's a wire. Run it across the road. You're in the city of Boston. Like they bring in these massive cat diesel generators to power the lights and the speakers. The speakers that are dog shit, mind you. You can't even hear the music. And yeah, it's so painful. What is going on there?
The only concert I wish I could have gone to at Fenway Park was Noah Kahan at Fenway Park, just because it was Noah Kahan at Fenway Park.
I saw him in Ohio and I bawled my eyes out the entire time. He was so good. It was amazing. His crowd work was great. But it was
Yeah.
packed to the brim. Like it was shoulder to shoulder even
he
in the
sold
lawn.
out a lot of his shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fenway went first
Yeah. Makes
because
sense.
that was
yeah.
home turf. Karen and I went to a concert in Connecticut that was the first indoor concert I had been to in a really long time because I had just been going to.
Because we're lawn trash. Yeah.
I'm a lawn person. You know? I'm hiking up the
Through and
hill.
through.
I'm rolling down
sliding down
after.
in the mud. Yeah. Yep.
And so it was the first like indoor concert I'd been to in a long time, and it was also post COVID, so I just hadn't been around people in general. And I left. We went to see Coetzel, and it was a pretty small place. People were smoking cigarettes inside,
Oh wow.
which was hilarious. I had
Only
someone,
for Co.
Yeah, right. I had someone fall on top of me because they were on someone's shoulders and they like fell off. And then we left, and I went to say something to Karen, and I had no voice,
No.
and my ears were ringing, and I was like, am I gonna be okay tomorrow? Like, I don't think I can go to indoor concerts anymore.
Call him like Fenway. Maybe you had a bad experience.
Green Day at Fenway.
I think that's very possible.
I feel like I haven't heard very good things about Fenway just because it's not what it was built for.
Yeah, I think it depends on who you're seeing. So again, Colin also got to see Green Day. I think it was Weezer and Fall Out Boy. I can't remember. Colin, you can clarify this for me. I know you told me it was either Weezer or Fall Out Boy that had gotten COVID and didn't perform. I know one of the three bands didn't perform that night at Fenway. But it was a massive tour. It's Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy, which that music is heavy drums and guitar.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was called like the Super Mega Tour. Like it was a huge thing. Great T-shirts. But anyway,
Green Day.
a lot of heavy guitar, heavy drums. That's going to sound a lot better when people are screaming than just Adam Levine and an acoustic guitar. You know what I mean?
He was doing like acoustic?
Well, it's Maroon 5, which consists of Adam Levine and I think his bass player now. I think there's only like one guy from the original Maroon 5.
Hella Mega is what he said it's called.
Hella Mega. Okay. Yeah, and Colin, let me know just for the sake of my own memory. I don't remember. I know you said you missed out on either Fall Out Boy or Weezer that night, but
the first concert I ever went to was Brad Paisley. My parents took my cousin and I. And Sarah Evans was supposed to open up for Brad Paisley. And at the time, I was obsessed with Sarah Evans. She was like next to like Shania Twain level for me. She got strep throat the night before and couldn't perform. And because this was pre-technology and I was 8, we showed up and there was a sign on the door that said Sarah Evans was now. And I was heartbroken. And I held a grudge against Sarah Evans until like last year. And I was like, I think it's time to let it go.
it's not her fault.
That was great.
She didn't want this. My first concert, I believe, was Trans-Siberian Orchestra at the SNHU Arena. Is that it?
Yeah,
We're going
that was
Saturday
mine.
night.
Oh, really?
Not to the Trans-Siberian
No,
Orchestra.
Just to
SNHU.
We are going to see the PBR bull riding.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun.
stoked.
So have
I'm
you
so
been to that
excited.
before?
I have not. I went to a rodeo one time when I was in Idaho, and there was all the barrel
We
racing and the bull
Should
riding.
go
But
to a rodeo next summer.
yeah, we talked about doing it this summer,
Yeah,
but then it
didn't work
never
out.
happened.
It didn't work out.
No.
We were busy.
I know.
I was
Both of us-
busy,
the
and then
weekends
you were
weren't
busy,
lining up.
and yeah.
Now,
It
what's
didn't
that
work.
kid that rides? Is this just bull riding or they riding horses?
Just bull
This is
riding.
just bull
Just bull
riding,
riding, yeah.
I saw this
PBR.
kid that rides horses. I don't know if he also rides bulls, but he's been big on TikTok recently.
Oh, because they just had an NFR.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's different.
That's a rodeo, yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Okay.
That's like the biggest rodeo stage there is. Like
There's bull riding, bronc riding. You have your
barrel racing.
barrel racing. You have your reining.
Barrel racing is pretty cool.
It's
One of the
sick,
barrel
yeah.
racer, one of
Yeah.
the female barrel racers,
She broke the record.
rode with a broken pelvis.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hardcore.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
I wouldn't mess with barrel racers.
I just
No,
watched
they're
Yellowstone.
psycho.
That's
They're
my only
psycho.
context for any of this. They Jimmy tried to ride a bull in a couple episodes. That's really all I know.
Have you-
that
I
kid that I think you were talking about. He's the world champion, but he was in
Yep.
Yellowstone.
He was okay. That's what I
he
thought.
was in the earlier seasons when he was pretty young.
Yeah,
but
because
now he holds the record.
Because they go. Rip goes, you ever mess around with any of those high school rodeos? And he goes, nah, Rip, we're waiting for next year. He goes pro. That's when they'll see what he's made of.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's the clip.
Yeah, it was all over TikTok because NFR is like the big deal Las Vegas rodeo thing.
Yeah.
My grandfather took us to a couple of rodeos when we were kids somewhere in Massachusetts. I don't know why, because he wasn't a rodeo guy, but
I
he
think
grew up
JB
in
Mooney.
Cambridge.
I think JB Mooney rode with a broken pelvis. Is that what his name is? JB Mooney.
$7 million bull rider. JB Mooney.
I don't really know his whole lore, but I
Just that he's a $7 million bull rider.
yeah, that's
Hell
literally
yeah.
all I know is that the
And that's
sound
because
bite.
he's like won the most money. I think that's
Yeah.
where that comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Which
cha-
that's like how you determine like that's
Yeah.
the
That's like your
metric
ranking,
of
yeah.
who's
Yeah.
made the most money.
Yeah, he's-
because everyone's in agreement. It's a dumbass fucking sport. so like
It's crazy.
the only like way you can say like, oh, I'm better than you is, well, I earn more money than you did. So like yeah.
Well, there's a
that mu-
technique to it.
Well, no,
There's
I
fully
I
a
get
technique.
that- I
There's
get
you
that
have to
too.
use your strength and
But at a
know how to
certain
ride
point-
a buck.
But
if you can't.
how like these guys like at the top of the top. I'm not saying I could ever ride an animal like that, right? I'm not. That's
Yeah,
not,
the
not what
last
I'm trying
8
to say.
seconds.
You can
But
always try.
all these people that are good at it, like once you're good at it, like how much of it can actually be skill versus luck, right? Like
Well, a certain level of it's luck because
that's what I mean.
it's
I
all
think
up to
that's
what
your life
that's
into
the
this- in this
difference
bull's
between
hands.
yeah, it's all up to what the bull does that
Yeah.
day.
yeah,
You
exactly.
could-
That's
you
what I'm
could-
saying.
If the belt's not positioned correctly on the bull, then you could have like a super duper easy
What a-
ride.
what
But if it's
about-
positioned just wrong, you're dead.
This kid, he was on the
Draw
back of
straws for the bulls too.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this video I saw, this kid's bull, the second he tried to get out of the gate, the bull like backflipped on top of him.
Oh, I saw
and
that.
He was like
He had to
it's-
climb up the gate to
Yeah, like you just don't know what's gonna happen. There's no way of knowing what's gonna happen. You could fall off and get your head stomped in, and that's the end.
Well, that's why they like it. They like that
no,
adrenaline rush.
I
and like
I
the-
get that, but I'm
yeah.
just saying that's the reason. The metric for deciding who's the best is simply who has earned more money through the sport, because there's no other way of knowing, because the best guy could have been bucked off early in the rodeo and never recovered. You know what I mean?
The only thing that I would say about it is there was a bull that was particularly tough to ride, and he rode it to, I don't know what they call it, the time limit. He rode it to the limit and got off of it. So
You know, but bulls are getting older every day. Like this guy.
Well, they use new ones.
But this one is a new one that is supposedly hard to ride.
They circle them through the circuit. Each.
So that's what I'm
bull
saying.
buck's
So
different
each
than-
rodeo,
watch a
I
little-
wouldn't. I don't think a bull is consistent enough for you to say, oh, you're gonna get this out. Like you can definitely have some idea, but I think you know, a bee could friggin' sting him. And he could be the most tame bull, and now all of a sudden it's Ferdinand the bull, and he's the big badass of the bunch because he got stung by a bee.
It's the belt. It's the belt that makes them buck. Sorry, excuse me. If they didn't have that, then they would just be chill.
They'd just be
They
docile.
would just like if you eat. There are videos of these bulls, the bucking bulls. They're in the pasture, and you can walk right up and just scratch them on the head, and then as soon as you put that belt on, that's when they start.
They go
bucking.
nuts.
Yeah, they're specifically bred for that too, just like bucking horses.
yeah,
The
show
bronc horses.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
very-
start watching Yellowstone, Caleb?
I've been watching it for a while now. I watched like the first couple seasons for real, but I pretty much just watch it all on TikTok. I just saw the series finale
how I've been doing it.
today. Yeah,
So
so
we haven't seen it yet.
I won't
Don't
spoil
ruin
it. I
it.
won't spoil it. It's really good though. It's really good.
Hype it up, hype it up.
I won't spoil it though.
They tie the whole series together.
They tie it with a
you
frickin'
hear-
bow, with a kiss, a harkening back to
They're coming-
1883.
Does he
They're
come-
spinning.
Kevin's
They're spinning
full
out
circle.
Beth and Rip's love story next.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
did see that. Yeah.
We got season 2 in 1923 coming in, and
I'm
then,
so excited for that.
Beth and Rip's love story.
Have you have
Will
you
it
seen?
be like young Rip and Beth? You
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the more interesting part to me. I love young Rip and Beth. That's my favorite part.
Dude, young
She
Beth
throws him the
is
keys.
scary.
I'll let you play man tonight.
Have you seen Rip in Fast and the Furious?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Did you know he was the first villain in Fast and
Oh,
Furious?
really?
Yeah.
I'm not a
Joey's actually
I-
a redhead.
huge Fast and Furious fan.
Did know
But
that.
if I was watching, I'm sure I'd recognize him because.
You might not.
Well, no,
You
I
should pull
was,
it up, Carter.
I was just gonna say he's also in Good Will Hunting and he's in Dazed and Confused.
Oh, okay.
And I recognize him from Dazed and Confused. That's why I'm able to recognize him in Good Will Hunting. Yeah, again, this is somewhere between Rip and where he is in Dazed and Confused. I don't know if I would have recognized him. I've only ever watched this movie one time in my life, Fast and the Furious. Oh, is this from Fast 2? I don't know if I've ever
Oh,
seen
maybe
Fast 2.
maybe it was Fast 2 then. I went on a little bit of a bender one
Too
time.
Fast, Too Furious, yeah.
I was watching them.
It doesn't look like him now. I wouldn't recognize him.
No,
he's
he-
gained a lot of weight now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the beard, and gained a lot of weight. If you want, just look Cole Hauser. That's the guy's name. Look up see if we can find like a progression photo of him throughout movies because you can see it if you've seen him in Dazed and Confused. That's more recognizable as him grown up, right? Dazed and Confused, he's clearly still a teenager. That you would recognize him as a more grown up version. But if you see the progression, it's very easy to see how that guy becomes Rip. But yeah, again, he plays one of the boys in Good Will Hunting. He's in Dazed and Confused as Benny. I think Benny is the name in the movie. I don't know. Nobody really cares. You guys are. Carter's trying to look something up. Curtis is trailing off.
Curtis, snap back.
I was just trying to look up the.
What about
picture.
Allie's? This
What?
this is something I'd like to bring to the table. Allie's pretty outnumbered here for homeschoolers.
She is.
I was gonna say that earlier. We were talking about the homeschoolers hanging out with homeschoolers. I was about to be like, I'm the only one here that went to public school.
How does that make you feel? Are you uncomfortable?
No.
I got a good question. Out of all of us, okay, who seems the least homeschooled and who seems the most homeschooled?
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Yeah,
a good question.
Mary and Caleb seemed the least homeschooled.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
And Curtis seemed the most homeschooled.
I'd have to agree with
Well,
that.
I don't even think that can be fair.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Are you telling me Caleb seems more homeschooled than you?
I
At
consistently,
moments, I might say yes.
consistently, I've been told I never would have guessed you were homeschooled. I've been told that
I think
consistently.
it's so funny when people say that. Like
Yeah.
when people find out Annie and I were friends from high school, but like I actually went to public school and she was homeschooled, and they'll be like, "You were homeschooled? You don't seem like you're." And I'm like, "What do you want her to act like? Little House on the Prairie? Like she's gonna go churn her butter now?"
We were supposed to wear jean skirts down to our ankles. So
Your name doesn't start with J, so.
you lost me.
Oh, you didn't get my Duggar reference?
Oh,
shit.
Duggar. Oh, there we
That's a good
go.
one.
Oh, Colin's
I agree
chiming
with
in on
Colin.
the homeschool.
Thank you,
Caleb is
Colin, for the
certainly the least
backup.
homeschooled. Carter is the most homeschooled. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Colin, for the backup.
Shout
Actually,
out,
I like to play this funny game. Carter and I will have conversations about our childhood, and sometimes it's a question of who actually was homeschooled. Was Carter homeschooled or was I homeschooled?
Yeah.
Because I had I went to church,
Right.
was Catholic, am Catholic, and
Careful. God is watching.
and I had more like strict curfew and stuff like that.
Wasn't allowed to watch certain shows.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch certain things, and like Carter would be like, "Oh, you didn't watch that?" And I'd be like, "No, my mom didn't let me."
I think there was stuff we probably weren't allowed to watch, but like there's no frame of reference. Like you didn't know that it even existed.
I
remember people talking about Phineas and Ferb, and I was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
You didn't get to watch Phineas and Ferb?
No. We did, but not right away.
No,
Right?
you know what we watched instead of Phineas and Ferb though?
What?
We'd watch Full House.
Yeah.
That's no better. Were you guys allowed to watch Shrek?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Were you
weren't?
not
No,
allowed
we
to
weren't
watch?
allowed to watch Shrek. Like
Like of magic or what?
no,
Well, like
no,
some,
because it's so dirty. Because it's so
Okay.
like so filled with
Oh,
adult humor.
yeah,
My mom
there's
was
so
like,
much-
no.
There's
as
so
a
much innuendo
child,
in there.
you don't
Yeah.
notice any of it.
Oh,
I tell
no.
you that.
No.
It's a
It's
different
so
watch.
She
funny
did.
as
as an
They
adult.
were gonna let us watch Happy Days though. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's one with
the
the
Fonz.
Fonz, and that's full of like really dirty jokes and like.
We watched Jackass when we were pretty young.
Yeah, but again, like it was
wasn't allowed to watch
specific
that.
things. Like so, Jackass was like gross out humor or a lot of cursing.
Yeah.
Right. We're a bunch of little boys. Like we love gross out humor, like poop and shit. Like the guy's in a porta potty on a fucking bungee cord off a crane. Like that was hilarious. I don't even know how old I was. I was vomiting and laughing at the same time. It was disgusting, but it was hilarious. The guy's the fat guy. He's completely naked, no clothes on. He's sweating balls, and they shoot a cannonball at him out of a fucking cannon. He takes a cannonball to the stomach, and it's hilarious. Like you watch him jiggle in slow motion. I saw this as a very young kid. I do not feel scarred by it. I thought it was
the
great.
shit volcano. I remember that one pretty good.
Oh my god.
I'll tell you one thing that did scar me. I don't know how old I was when I saw it. Actually, was it in the new Jackass movie? This might have been in the new Jackass movie
think
where
so.
they had the scorpion. So they basically built this table, right? So a guy would lay on his back. Chris Pontius would lay on his back underneath this table with his penis and balls sticking through the table. and it was dressed up like a little soldier. Carter, don't pull this
Was
up.
it a soldier or a cactus or something?
Carter, stop! Carter, don't do it!
But and then they sent a scorpion in to attack his member, and
Yeah, but it was a big one.
yeah, Chris Pontius is famous for that.
No, I'm saying a big scorpion.
No. What is this?
So that's his mouth.
That's his mouth.
That's his mouth right
What
there.
is
That's
that?
his chin. Yeah, that's
That's his
that's-
chin
I also
because
don't- I don't
he's
have my
laying
glasses.
on his back.
Oh yeah. That's his chin with the eyes and a.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch.
Okay, and here's the scorpion. Oh my
Wow,
god!
look at Bam.
What jackass was this in, Carter?
this is his chin that he's going after though. I thought you said it's his member.
I think in the new Jackass movie it is.
Oh,
May-
is Johnny
maybe I'm
Knoxville
wrong.
running the sword? And
Look
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Look up. I don't know.
I don't know
The,
if it was- I
the
don't
new
know if it was a
Jackass
scorpion,
movie.
but
The new Jackass
uh,
movie was just a lot of like testicular action, and I was really not like a little bit was okay, but these guys are older, so they can't do these big stunts, and they're older, so their balls don't work. So like just don't care, and that's what the entire new Jackass movie was. And that was scarring. I did not enjoy it. I didn't think it was funny. I just was scarred. Yeah, Mom said I was scarred finding out about. Well, okay, guys, listen. In case there's any children listening, in case you didn't already put the kids to bed, we're gonna expose some secrets here. Okay, I as a kid, again being homeschooled, I think
Wait,
was an
hold
important
on.
aspect.
yeah,
Yeah.
give him time to shut it off.
Hey,
him a minute.
again, please make sure there are no children in the room. Okay, make sure they're not listening. Get rid of them, kids. I'm
Plug your
sorry.
ears.
I'm sorry. You don't want to hear this. Get out. Okay. That being said, I was just a sweet innocent child, and like every kid, come December, I would write and I would write and I would write letters to the North
8
Pole.
years old, in fact.
Was I 8?
I don't know, 8 or 10, something like that.
Yeah, 8 or 9. I don't know exactly. But I would get like wicked hyper at Christmas. I was not like. It's a good thing I didn't go to school, right? Who knows what kind of drugs I'd be on if I went to school? They probably would have pumped me up with all kinds of shit because at Christmas time I was a maniac, and as I was getting older, I would ask really intense questions like, "Is Rudolph real? Do you think his nose actually lights up? Is it like glow in the dark, like the glow in the dark stars you hang on the ceiling? Like it just charges up a little bit from the moon and has like a ambient glow? Or does it is it more magic and like it actually lights up? Is it like a laser?" Like I would ask like some really fucking intense questions about fake made up shit. Okay. And at a certain point, our parents couldn't keep it up. Like, cause I'm like writing this stuff down.
9.
9 years old.
You know?
Papagino's in the Lilac Mall, okay? Which in our family, this was like
A staple.
what? Yeah,
Church.
but also like it was like a bigger night. Like it was an exciting night. We're going to the Lilac Mall. We're gonna get Papagino's. Go walk around the
Gonna hit
Lilac
the
Mall.
Lilac
It was
Mall
a big exciting night. And
Go to Kmart.
yeah, and right at the beginning of the night, before the pizza even got there,
He's gonna cry.
me
He's having
and my mom
flashbacks.
sat at a separate table from the rest of the family, and mom goes, "Caleb, I just want she decided to tell me this in public, which probably was a good choice. I don't know how I would have reacted in private, but she goes, "Caleb, there's no Santa. Me and Dad are Santa. Santa's not real." And I was like, "What?" I was destroyed. I was in tears. I don't think I could eat dinner. And like I didn't come out of it for like days. And like days go by and I didn't say anything to my mom and I finally a couple days later I say, "Remember what you said about Santa?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, Does that mean there's no Easter Bunny or Tooth Fairy either?" and she looked at me like I was stupid, and she just goes, "Yeah, that's what that means." and I was again broken, but I was taking this so hard, and again I was not a regular guy. I was definitely a pain in the ass kid. So
You must have been going on and on at the Lilac Mall about Santa for Mom to tell you. Just have to bring it up.
I think it
Papa
was
Gino's.
planned because why would I be sitting at a separate table? I think it was
No,
planned.
by the time we had got to the restaurant, I'm just saying before
maybe.
we got to the restaurant, you must have been going on about Santa.
Yeah, but anyway, I was pretty mortified to find out he wasn't real, and
I was the kid who told people that Santa wasn't real.
Mary.
My parents weren't very big into it, so they didn't hype us up like your parents seem to have done. But
it was he wrote us letters back. Okay,
Did he? I don't ever remember.
a couple of times. Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't think I
It
ever
wasn't.
got one from Santa.
No, I don't. Mom never wrote a letter back. It was a
we
letter
got them
from the
for
post
sure.
office.
The
I'm
post
not
office
saying-
used to send them back.
Yeah, the post office
Yeah,
sends letters
I'm not.
back.
I'm not saying that Santa wasn't hyped up in our house. I asked for a chicken Megazord, and I got it.
Yeah. Okay, so just for a little bit of context, because the word chicken megazord, I don't think anyone can figure out what the fuck that
yeah,
is.
I got no clue, but it sounds crazy.
Well, I was just going to explain what Zords are.
Yeah,
okay.
start
You
with
might
a
not know
Zord.
what a Zord is, but a Zord is a Power Rangers robot, right? So each Power Ranger has their own Zord, and when they come together, they form a Megazord, which is a big robot, right? Where they fight in unison together as a Megazord, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we were into Power Rangers, and for some reason, yeah, Curtis came up with the idea he wanted not just a Megazord, but a chicken Megazord.
I
And,
remember
So
getting
that's-
asked at least
yeah,
one other time. Are you sure you want a chicken Megazord? That's a little bit weird, huh? And I remember saying, "No, that's what I want."
I asked for a red penguin one year, and I got it.
The crimson penguin is what you wanted, but
Yeah.
I was just trying to find a picture of individual Zords.
Right there.
Yeah, so
Yeah. They're, your individual Zords, and then they come together to form the Megazord.
That's a good example.
It's
right
what's
there.
the other show that's like this? There's another show. It's not Power Rangers. People are gonna be pissed at me. Toy people are gonna be pissed at me. The toy community's going wild that I can't think of the other Zord-like robot.
You're gonna get canceled.
I know, by the toy community. They're gonna come from my heart.
He's
They
a
are.
fraud.
you have to give some
Fraud.
what's some
It recently came back on Netflix. There's a new cartoon on Netflix about it.
Dino trucks.
No. Again, it's really bothering me that I can't think of the name of it, but it's really not important. But it's the same idea. These multiple smaller robots come together to make a larger robot. Similar premise to the Zord premise. It's a very common. Is it Western culture? Is that how you say it? Like where anime comes from and stuff. These
That's Eastern.
robots. Well, I don't know.
Where West
You was
was
homeschooled,
asking,
all
I was
right? Leave
asking.
him alone.
I was proposing a question. I know there's smarter people in the room. That's why I asked.
It's because I went to public school.
Right.
I wish I could remember what show that was from. It was from an anime show. My Chicken Megazord.
Oh yeah.
It
The
was
toy
actually-
you ended up getting. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like some anime action figure.
I don't even remember thinking in my head what it might be.
Yeah, well, that's the backstory you need for the story too. Curtis asked for Chicken Megazord, not even knowing what it looked like, and then he got something to be Chicken Megazord. And he's like, "Yep, this is it."
Yeah, that is funny.
He knew.
Wow.
Yep, this is it.
He knew what it was.
Yeah.
Santa.
That's impressive. That's impressive. Yeah.
We in elementary school we hatched up a plan to bring in the tags from our Christmas gifts that said "From Santa"
Okay.
to do a handwriting analysis.
Ooh, smart. You guys were thinkers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Collaborators.
We had a lot of time on the bus. I had a long bus
Yeah,
ride. I was
yeah.
I was one of the last stops. This is where I learned everything. The school bus.
Right.
Nothing in school.
Well,
all
there's
on
no
the school bus.
supervision on the bus.
No. At one point in elementary school, my bus was so badly behaved. I was in like kindergarten, first grade. The like older kids on the bus were so bad behaved that we would have to have a teacher come on the bus home with us.
That's crazy.
And like parents had to volunteer to like ride the bus because the sixth graders couldn't behave.
That's crazy.
Were you one of the sixth graders at the time?
I just said I was in like first grade.
oh, I missed
No, I was a well-behaved child. I would never misbehave on the bus. Patty wouldn't let that slide. Should tell my mom. But we all like hatched this plan to bring in our tags that said "From Santa," and no one brought them when we came back because there's such a long break between
Right, everyone forgot.
the end of school and going back to school after Christmas that we all forgot until we got on the bus and we were like,
Oh, damn.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just honestly, like, as I get older, I wonder, like, is it worth it, right? To, like...
Santa?
Yeah, like, lie about it. Like, because for me, like, it truly, at that moment, at 9 years old, again, I was a kid, so what's it matter, right?
Well, did you get over that?
That's what I was about to say.
Are
I
you
don't
Did you
think
get over that heartbreak?
No,
Are
I don't
you gonna
think I
talk
ever
about
have.
it in therapy?
I probably should. Just because. So 9 years of life, magic is real. It is an attainable, real thing, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, no, you're an idiot for even thinking that might have been real, right?
See, I never felt as though magic was attainable to me. I just,
Yeah.
I mean, I could believe.
Dream bigger, my friend. Come on. If magic is real, there was no chance in hell I wasn't going to get a piece of that action. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care if I had to go sail to Treasure Planet to get it. I was going to go. But you know,
I think it's worth it to have Santa.
you think?
I don't think it's worth it to do the elf.
Oh yeah, Elf on the
yeah.
Shelf.
Elf on
Fuck
the
that.
Shelf.
That's
No way I
annoying.
would even
That's
around.
obnoxious
Nah,
as shit.
can our
sorry.
generation not do that with our
I'm
kids?
not-
Because
I'm
I
not
swear
doing
to
it.
I won't be
God.
doing it.
You know what?
No
I tell
chance.
kids all the time. I'm like, I thought only naughty kids got elves. That's what I say all the time because I think it's obnoxious. And the two things I see on social media are either parents trying to one up each other, right? Like trying going bigger and harder, right? So to make other parents look like shit or something. I don't understand that. Or they do it to humiliate and punish and torture their kids.
Yeah.
Both things I think are awful.
Yeah.
I have a video of that. I'm gonna see if I can get to Carter, but it's this
Yeah, like your
this
kids
little
are sleeping and you're drawing on their face and you're messing up their toys and
Yeah.
like
The-
that's
the kids
awful.
are screaming and one of them's holding the elf. Is that the one you're talking
No,
about?
no.
Well, because
That one's
again,
good.
they tell you if you touch the elf, he loses his magic
Yeah.
and dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or- yeah.
But the
So-
problem is like some families will have Elf on a Shelf, but then those kids will come to school and be like, so and so has Elf on a Shelf. Why don't I have Elf on a Shelf? So then that parent's like, well, I don't want my kid to feel left out.
Or you got to
because
be
they don't
smart like
have-
me and be like,
God.
yeah, Tommy's a rotten snot. That's why he's got an elf on the shelf. You're mostly good, so don't push
You're
it.
mostly
Don't
good.
push it,
You're tolerable.
and I won't get a fucking spy in here to watch your every move. So yeah, count yourself lucky.
We had an elf at our house, not an elf on the shelf. We had an elf on the computer. His name was Biff. You could like electronically chat Biff.
This just sounds so suspect to me.
It
Like,
Biff.
it was like an automated message that came
this
back
wasn't
from
just
Biff.
like a pedophile thing.
no,
Like,
no, there were no pictures
Hey,
involved.
come online, come chat with old Biffy boy.
No, it was on some sort of. Carter, can you look up Biff for me?
Also, if you're signing in on your
Biff, elf chat.
No way,
Santa's
it's still
Secret
there.
Village. Okay, so we would chat with Biff, right? I don't remember what the other lady's name is. But we would chat. Oh, Bonnie. We would chat with Biff. You could like tell Biff what you wanted for Christmas and all this stuff. And there's like games to play, whatever.
Biff is real tech savvy.
And
Back in the early 2000s.
yeah, right.
in
And my
the chat
mom,
room.
she started getting us gifts from Biff, but Biff would only buy us books.
Oh.
And I didn't like to read when I was a kid. I know I like to read now, but when I was a kid, I did not like reading. Please wait while Biff goes to his computer.
Is that actually, do you remember it saying
Can we
that?
live
Yeah.
chat with Biff? Like, will it live chat? Is that what it does? Or
is
Yeah.
this Chat GBT?
It probably is now.
He's still coming to his computer.
If
He's
if,
taking a long time.
if you're sending on your Instagram,
Jeez,
Carter, look
Biff.
at that video I sent you.
I mean, what time even is it in the North Pole?
True,
Come on, Biff.
true. Biff could be on his hot chocolate break.
True.
Yeah, but we would like play the games on this website and we'd chat with Biff, and so then we started getting gifts from Biff, and we still get a book from Biff every year. And so the first time Carter came to Christmas at my parents' house, and I was like, "Oh, it's from Biff," and Carter was like, "Who is Biff?" And I was like, "Oh, our elf," and he took that as Elf on a Shelf, and I was like, "No,
No.
No.
we were not that family.
Get it
Wrong.
right.
Biff was our elf on the internet."
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It just Colin was chiming in something about the Elf on the Shelf. I didn't get to see what he had put in the chat, Carter. I wanted to see what he had written. He had said something. Yeah, what are they saying? He's saying
Can't move for 3 days.
I had a coworker who told her kids that their elf, whatever its name is, had to go back to the North Pole because there was an elf shortage, so that she didn't have to move the elf.
That's why I would never do Elf on the Shelf, because I would get bored of it.
Yeah.
I'd get
Well,
bored and I couldn't think of things, so I would just say, it's gone.
That's what Colin
He left.
just.
He ran
I'll read it out loud because it is funny. Like you're saying, parents get bored of trying to figure out what to do with their elf for 25 days. So Colin writes, parents get sick of dealing with the damn things, so they make it look like he got drunk and can't move for 3 days.
Have you seen the ones? There are some funny, like, they're adult funny ones where they have like the elf and then there's a Barbie on a stripper pole and like empty nip.
And again,
bottles.
I think that's like fun and funny for an
this from the
adult
beginning.
context, but I don't think there's any sense of doing that for kids.
You gotta start this from
no,
the beginning,
not for
Carter.
kids.
I don't know how to. You can't do it with Instagram. So
Try refreshing it.
when is it gonna start?
It's I don't know.
What's
it's
he
a
freaking
while.
out
Why is he
about?
I don't know.
vibrating?
That's I don't know. You gotta turn
He's
the
like
sound on.
terrified.
You gotta turn. You ruin it. It's ruined.
It's not ruined because we haven't
All
played.
right. There you go. Turn the sound on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to see what's happening here. Oh, the elves ate his Kinder Joy egg. That's what happened. He's got a Kinder Joy 25 days of Christmas countdown advent calendar there, and the elves
Caleb
stole
gets
it.
Watch this.
I'd be rip shit too.
Naughty elves!
What one did he open?
He's opened the one for today. They've been eating your chocolate.
This kid was
That
going
is so
full
naughty.
Hulk.
Bad elves. That's Mason's chocolate. What are you saying to them? Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's right.
It's fair response.
That's
fair
right.
response.
Naughty elves!
I wouldn't want those fuckers in my house either. They taking my goddamn chocolate. Oh my god.
That's bullshit.
I never had an advent calendar as
Oh,
a kid.
do you guys remember?
Yeah. Like the kind that gave you like candy.
Oh, we
I-
never had one. We had an old
I got the-
vintage one that my grandmother made for my mom.
Got the advent wreath. 'Cause
Okay.
we're Catholic. So you got that 3 purple candles and 1 pink
We
one.
had that too, yeah. Yeah.
I thought the
We're in the
candles
pink
were a
candle
Hanukkah
right now.
thing.
No, different.
Candles are
different
also a
different
Hanukkah thing. But so it's different. So in Catholicism, you have a wreath that has 4 candles and
Three
there's
are
3
purple,
are purple, 1 are pink, and there's one for each Sunday. 4 Sundays coming up to
Okay.
Christmas. Hanukkah is, I believe, 8 candles, 1 tall one. No,
there's
7. Is it 1 tall one and
Don't
3
ask
on the
me.
side? Because it's 7 nights and you light one for each night.
Okay.
Sounds like it makes sense.
I have been really interested. I want to try a latke. I heard it's like
Ooh,
a potato.
It's a potato. You probably like it.
Yeah, like it's,
Potato pancake.
Yeah,
kinda
potato
thing,
pancake
yeah.
kind of thing is what I've heard. I like anything with potatoes, so I have been wanting to try that. I forget what I was about to say. I had something I was talking about there.
Wait, I have a question for Carter.
Yeah.
Carter, can you tell me, because I don't know, how you and Allie met? I know Allie's side of the story, but I want to hear your side of the
This will
story.
be funny because Curtis is here too. Curtis was there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your story differ from my story?
I need
No.
to,
Well, I
need
just
to
want to know.
actually-
I want to
gotta
hear
take-
his side of things.
I got to take notes on this for my wedding speech, so I'm
It's
working
a good thing
on
you
it.
can go back to
Yeah.
this video and
Yeah, I'll be able to
rewatch
rewatch it, take notes.
Well, we were at a party, and I'm pretty sure you've heard that part. We were at a party, whatever. And
What kind of party? Like
Yeah, be a little bit- start
bonfire,
over.
ice
It's a
house.
house party.
House
Austin's
party.
Get a
house.
little bit more specific.
Okay.
Yeah, give me
Like-
all the details. First thought,
What you were wearing, who you showed up with.
yeah. What pair of shoes did you have on?
Did you wear deodorant?
Did you brush your teeth?
What am I not being specific about?
We were at a party.
The story just started.
What? Yeah.
Step by step, like
You can name drop a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we
you
were
can
at,
use
we
first
were at-
names.
Yeah, we were at. Doesn't matter. We were at Austin's house at a party,
Yep.
and
Great party spot back in the day.
It was.
yeah, and I guess normally when you would go to Austin's house and there'd be no girls at all, it'd just be us,
Right.
Jay, and whoever else was there, whatever. So there was actually some girls there, and Curtis. I don't know what Curtis was doing, but it was Blaze and I there for a long time, and Curtis finally showed up, and there was I counted the amount of people that were there. It wasn't a big party, and there was enough to fit in Curtis and my truck, and so
You got 2 trucks.
we
at
had 2
this time.
trucks. Yeah,
Curtis
Once
had a
Curtis
crew
showed
cab.
up.
You had an extended cab.
Yeah.
But total, you could fit 12 people between the 2 trucks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we went 4-wheeling, and I had suggested, let's go 4-wheeling because we had already partied at Austin's house. Like when I
Well,
say
yeah,
party, it's like just hanging out.
There's
at his house.
there's nothing going on. There's
it's-
no
yeah.
music. There's no games.
Well, there's music, but
Typical New Hampshire party.
yeah.
Yeah, there's little to
We're all
nothing
sitting
going on.
in one living room.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ran out of shit to burn, so Carter says, "Let's go
Austin's Christmas
4-wheeling."
tree is
Yeah.
still lit up.
We were at Austin's house was cold because he didn't have any heat at the time.
Yeah.
Classic,
course.
like again, like all this shit is classic. Like
Yeah.
this is common happenings of the time.
Yeah.
So it was also really snowy, right? Like several feet of snow on the ground.
No, I wouldn't say several feet, but I mean
2
maybe
feet.
there was
2 feet of snow.
So I
There was
said,
good amount of
Good amount of snow on the ground. Middle of winter. Going 4-wheeling. Go.
yeah. So when everybody was getting in different trucks or whatever, and Allie and one of her friends got into my truck along with Austin, Justin, and I feel like there might have been somebody else. Maybe not.
No, that was it.
Oh yeah, because nobody was sitting in the middle seat.
Yeah. We had the back stuffed in the.
Yeah. So we went 4-wheeling, whatever. Allie barely talked to me at all.
Hee hee.
And then after that day or whatever, she followed me on.
Wait, hang on. You just skipped a big. Okay, an important part of this story was the breakdown. Wasn't this the same night?
Nah, that was later on.
This is later on. Okay, I need this. Good. Keep going then.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. No, we went 4-wheeling, we went back to Austin's house. That was it. That was the end of it.
Okay.
We ended up meeting
Wow.
up with Ashton Ladd, and we went over to Tufton Bro. We did a huge circuit that night. of
But what?
4-wheeling.
Okay,
Yeah.
skip
In the
ahead to when you broke down in the snow.
So that's
Isn't
no.
that when your relationship started or no?
No.
I thought that was like the beginning.
That's,
That was-
that's,
that was the
we
beginning,
weren't dating yet, but
Okay,
that's like
just
very.
so you guys know, that's probably what my speech is gonna something about that.
So
That's what I'm working with right now.
yeah, that was after, but
I would say, if you don't mind, like give me the abridged version until you get to that breakdown when you guys went 4-wheeling again. And you broke down.
I followed
no.
Carter on Instagram.
Yep.
yeah, after that, but while we were there, Allie was like, she says, "Oh, like this was before she followed me. It was the night we were going 4-wheeling. Oh, she's like, oh, we're supposed to be having a party. You guys should come to our party because it was Curtis, Blaze, and I." And she's like,
That was a different night.
"No, this
Yeah, it
was
was.
no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
That was the night before you
It was
broke down.
I'm saying that night we went 4-wheeling. You, Kayla, were in the back of my truck, and you're like, "Oh, you guys should come to our party. We're having a party next weekend or something along those lines. We're having a party next weekend."
So you showed up to this party?
So after that night of 4-wheeling or whatever, she followed me on Instagram, and then I don't know if she added me on Snapchat or what. No, I must have just messaged you on Instagram.
No, you added me on Snapchat, and I was trying to come up with a nonchalant way to Snapchat you, but I had just spent the entire day at Boston Children's Hospital. for my autoimmune stuff. And so I was like, can't really send that. It's not how we should really start this off.
Yeah.
Hey, Carter, I'm dying right now.
Hey, by the way, I was
Spent all morning at St. Jude's.
So,
But then
So-
he Snapchatted me first.
yeah, and then Curtis and I were riding to
Power
school,
move.
and I said,
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Electrical school.
yeah, why? Because I was gonna,
Not
yeah,
public school.
we were riding to electrical school, and like I was also trying to come up with a nonchalant Snapchat as anybody would do,
Fair
as
enough.
Ali said. Just something
your,
to
your Snapchat
see
was
where
not
to feel
nonchalant.
feel out the situation. And Curtis was like, just ask her what's going on. And so that's what I did. And Allie actually gave me a normal response back, which was unheard of in any communication I'd
like
ever had.
at this time we were all pretty young, right? And like, how old were you?
20.
So you guys were just barely not teenagers anymore, but like I think we are all aware of like the weird praying mantis dance that is being a teenager trying to communicate with the opposite sex.
It's hard.
So
it's not
for
easy.
this first time, Carter got a response that he felt as though was a normal human reply and not this praying mantis.
Yeah.
But so fast forward like a week or two, whatever, we have this party. We have to leave because Blaze has to pick up Abby.
Right.
But Curtis drove Blaze and Carter. And it's also the middle of a blizzard.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the
we-
next weekend after
And-
we went four-wheeling.
and so
we talked
we
we talked all week on the texting or
the
whatever.
Snapchat.
On Snapchat.
On the Snapchat.
And then, so we're at the party. We have to go pick up Abby. And for some reason, I felt the need to go. And my friend Sam came with us too. And the popular thing at the time was to do a biscuit,
No.
right? It was ripping biscuits.
Whip a
Whipping
biscuit.
biscuit?
Yeah,
Okay.
with a W.
Whipping a biscuit because that was what some people out in the ice called it instead of doing donuts. Sam had never done one before because she didn't grow up in an area like this. So Curtis did one in the middle of the road. We hit a rock wall. His tire popped off. And then just so conveniently, we were near Blaze's cousin's house, who happens to have a tire machine. So we got the tire back on. We picked up Abby. We got home. La-di-da. Carter and I had our first kiss that night, too.
But this was like a big fiasco out in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, didn't you have to call?
No, wait.
We're
We're
not
not there yet.
We're not even
You're
there
skipping
yet.
ahead. Slow
So,
your
okay,
roll.
okay.
This is
but-
just
Tell the
one
story,
weekend.
Caleb. Come
Okay,
on.
you've already skipped ahead. So after
I want to get to the good part.
Slow down.
after texting all
Slow
week,
burn.
Allie and I we hung out on Friday night and we went four-wheeling or whatever. And so then Saturday night was the party. We went to the party. We hung out at the party. Curtis broke his truck.
Yep.
And then Sunday was coming, and Curtis didn't want to. I was trying to get Curtis to go four-wheeling again just for another group activity, something to do.
We
which
never did anything on Sundays.
Yeah, because Curtis and I
Generally
always
had to work. Yeah, you
always
guys
had to go
never-
to bed early, so that we had to work.
Yeah.
And so Curtis really didn't want to go, and I said, "Well, I already said I was gonna go."
I'm trying to
So-
impress this chick.
So
She's really cute, Curtis.
Let's-
Come on, man.
let's go. I said I'm gonna go without you then. So I went four-wheeling
without him.
Yep.
And where'd that get you?
And going on the trail that I've gone down 100 times before, just so happened to slide into this ditch just perfectly. And as I'm going down the trail, I slid
You must
into
have
the
been going
ditch.
pretty fast.
This is
He
what I was
was
going to
because
say
I
too.
was scared for my life.
Because I
It
would
was probably
four wheel with
30,
you guys, and you guys would go heinously fast, right?
Yeah, they
when I
would.
go four wheeling, either when I had my van or when I take my truck now, I creep.
Yeah,
I go
he does.
so
He does.
deathly slow. Yeah, you can
That's
attest.
that's what I was used to. I was used to like my guy friends in high school. We would like
Because
literally
they
crawl
gotta drive
through
their
the
truck
woods.
the next
Yeah.
day, right?
And
Like-
I got into
So did
the
I.
first night I met Carter,
yeah, but you're an asshole.
and I got into his truck, and he took off down the trail. I was like, Oh my god!
I guarantee
my mom's
you.
gonna be so mad at me when I die.
Carter was so comfortable driving at a wild speed through these trails that, you know, the first time in his life he gets girls in his truck, he didn't know what to do. So he just put his foot to the floor, and then all of a sudden, you know, it gets dragged into this ditch.
That was normal. It wasn't like that was because it was always a normal thing to go that fast. But
You would always go fast, but I'm just saying, I'm willing to
It wasn't normal
bet.
to hit the ditch.
And it also wasn't normal for you to have girls in your car. These are the variables, Carter. You got to think of every variable. What was different? It was a Sunday. There were girls in the car. Those are the things.
And
that's what's different about it.
Yeah,
There was
so
snow. It was actively snowing that
I
day.
was going down the trail and I hit this ditch and it swung the back of the truck over so that the back tire rammed into a tree. It just caught the tree square and smacked. I was going so fast that it just pulled the back tire back and fucked the whole truck up anyway. And so then I had to call Curtis to come help pull me out.
Well, first your tire popped, so I had to bring a spare out.
Yeah,
and
I had to call him to come help me, and he was all pissed off.
And, all
Didn't
right.
Didn't want to help me because it was
know-
Sunday, and he didn't want to go four-wheeling.
Yeah. The tire popped off, so I had to bring a tire out, and then it turned out that the leaf spring broke off. The axle broke off the leaf spring, which made it 1,000 times worse. And I was really mad.
I would be too.
I was in college when all this happened. I wasn't home for it all. But the way, like in my memory, all these stories were kind of the same night in my memory.
It's like a week-long span.
Apparently so. That's what I've learned. But I thought this was all the same night. But I'm glad you confirmed a couple key things for my material for your wedding.
Yeah.
One is that you were the one instigating and forcing the four-wheeling to happen. And Curtis didn't want to be there. That's good. Good that that's confirmed.
Colin is right. He did try to come rescue us that night. It was like Colin's birthday or something. He couldn't make it up Woodman Hill, and he had to go. They were going to like a birthday dinner for him or something, and
he made an effort. Is the point?
He was trying, but he couldn't make it up the hill because the hill was just like straight ice.
Yeah.
And at one point, Carter was gonna make me walk out of the woods so that I could go home, and I was like, I'm scared of the dark.
No, okay, that's sidebar. We can get to that.
We don't need to talk about that.
So, Curtis was all pissed off. My truck ended up being really busted, and Colin tried to come help. He couldn't get his truck up the hill. Curtis's truck had really bald tires, and there was really nothing we could do. We ended up taking, I don't know, we started at like 2:00 or something, and it was like 6 by the time we made it out of the woods. And
I really had to pee.
yeah, and Allie had to get home back to her friend's house because they were supposed to be back, and she had to get back to school, and plus her phone was dead. She didn't have any service to text anybody. It was Sunday.
She had an iPhone, so there was no charger.
Yep.
Of course.
So it was I felt bad because I felt like she was gonna get in trouble, which she did.
I got out of that trouble though because it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
I think this story would be easier to write a song about than like a joke. You know what I mean? Like this sounds like a country song.
It does kind of sound like a country song.
Believe me, if I already knew how to play a guitar, I'd be fucking playing guitar and singing at your wedding. Don't even think for a second I wouldn't try.
Love to see
But
that.
If I could play, you'd see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's just
also
not-
thought Curtis died that night.
well, there was a good chance he could have.
Yeah, he could have died. He was hanging out the window, and he was trying to pull Carter up the hill. And the chain snapped, and it hit Curtis's
Mirror?
driver's side mirror.
No way.
And
Yeah.
then Curtis didn't say anything on the phone, and I was like,
It was
Curtis is
hooked-
dead.
It was hooked to. Well, I'm surprised. At least his arm didn't break, but his arm was out the window, and we had the chain hooked to a tow strap. And when he was going like 100 miles an hour trying to.
I actually wasn't. I was bumping him really slow and easy, and then it was like, oh, it's working. Let me try a little harder.
And then it's
Either way, I thought you died.
The tow strap broke.
Sent the chain flying.
Slingshotting the chain past his driver's door, and cleaned out the mirror on his truck, and he ended up it hit his arm, but
you're okay.
Yeah, it bruised me. It bruised me pretty good.
Curtis is a tough son of a bitch. He's all right.
My guy friends in high school likes to go wheeling, and so that Cody would take me once in a while. And I remember the first few times I went, my dad was always like, if someone gets stuck and they're using a chain, you stand behind a truck far away so that when it breaks, you don't get hit. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, Dad. And most of them use straps anyways. And so when I was with them and the chain snapped, I was like, oh my God, my dad was right.
Yeah.
He's been
the
right
chain, the chain did not break, though.
Something broke and Curtis almost died.
Yeah, it was
the
not.
strap broke. Even a strap can be dangerous.
Yeah.
People get cut when those break. It cut you pretty good if it hits you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. So kind of what I was working with, my loose formula, it was gonna be like
That was, but
I was gonna do a little.
The time
sorry, you had more.
the time my truck broke was not when we met. That's
Okay.
what that's I feel like
If
that's
you
the
learned
important
anything
thing.
from the past 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think I put that together.
He's definitely gonna have to come back and watch this again to make sure he has it correct.
But what I was working with was kind of like a Jeff Foxworthy thing, like a you might be a redneck kind of a thing. But I was going to say you might be in love if you decide it's the best idea to go four-wheeling in the middle of the night during a snowstorm. You might be in love if you're able to convince somebody to get into the cab of your truck and drive into the blackness, into the woods where you may or may not have cell phone service. Something like that. That's what I had so far.
Don't give too
for
much
you guys'
away.
wedding speech. Well, this is that like
Yeah,
that
we're all
was,
gonna be there.
That
so-
was the
Yeah.
idea. Well,
You're supposed to make them cry.
Okay, hang on though.
No,
First of all, let's
Andy's
get this,
job is to make
can
them
I
cry.
get something really clear? Because I would expect you to want to proofread whatever it is I'm gonna say before I say it at your
yeah.
wedding.
Actually,
You don't
wanna-
want to give me that kind of
I
freedom.
do want to prove. I want to prove it. You don't need to ruin it for everyone else, though. I want to prove it.
I went to say like that's what I'm saying. It's something like that. I'm working on it. I'm trying this out.
Caleb's bringing the comedic relief, and Annie's gonna tie it all up, and make everyone cry.
Yeah, Colin, it was the first within the first 2 weeks. So that's
Do I go on before or after the crying?
Before.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Before
You'll be the first, so you'll come on with your.
Can I bring
funny
an opener?
speech. Can you what?
Can I bring an opener?
Who would be your opener?
I don't know, honestly.
You can bring somebody out to just.
I don't know.
Oh,
one
no,
more.
I got to talk to your brothers. That's who I got to talk to. I got to talk to your brothers. That's where I'm going to get some material.
Oh gosh.
that's a good way. Yeah,
But
That's smart.
you know, like if I talk to them, you know, maybe we get a little rat
Get a
at tat
collab
going. Yeah,
going.
get a little something going.
You
Maybe
guys
we could
could
do
all
something.
sing a song.
Barbershop quartet.
Yeah, so you're gonna come in, you're gonna make everyone laugh. It's gonna be hilarious, and then Annie's gonna come up and then make everyone sob,
Okay.
and then something happens after that. I don't know what. I gotta schedule
Kiss.
somewhere.
You go home.
Yeah.
I'm aiming for 1 minute. That's what I'm going to try
1
and do.
minute?
Just 1 minute. Well,
That's it?
I'm thinking of the people in attendance, right? Anytime I've been to a wedding, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
As long as-
my drink has been empty for 30 minutes. I didn't want to be here in the first place. My pants are too tight. My shirt doesn't fit. My belt is cutting into my stomach.
As long
Shut
as
up.
I didn't know.
I want to go home.
I didn't know you had been to a wedding.
We went to our.
you went to Colin and Emma's wedding.
Went to Colin and Emma's wedding. Went to our cousin's. Not Mark. Mark's older brother Matt.
Yeah, Colin's wedding was the only one.
Colin's wedding and Matt's wedding. And no, don't take offense to this, Colin, because I know you're listening. That was obviously a comedic take. If you couldn't tell I was doing a bit, fuck you. Then don't listen to the show. That was a bit. It was supposed to be funny and entertaining. Sorry if you don't like it.
I don't think there was any speeches, or there was speeches at Colin's wedding, but none from us because Colin didn't make us talk.
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm having Caleb talk and not Curtis? Because Curtis doesn't want to talk.
Yeah, Colin is more than welcome to if he wants, but I don't expect him to.
Making the
Annie's
trip.
the only one I'm giving permission to talk.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Who knows what Chelsea would say?
I'd probably get really
you don't get a
sweaty and
speaking
not-
role.
And I would stutter the whole time.
No, she's my hype man for the day.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
I'm gonna give you all roles.
I'll be sobbing the whole time. So
someone's in charge of hyping me up all day. Someone's gonna make sure I drink water. Someone's gonna make sure I eat snacks.
Yep.
snacks. That's important.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna help me go to the bathroom.
Yep. I got the snacks covered. I can do that part for you.
Thank you.
You can be in charge of what goes in. Somebody else has to be in charge of what comes out. Okay.
I'm in charge of that too much, and I don't want to handle it.
Yeah.
Not with you. No. Our friendship can't take that step. Maybe you and Annie's can.
Chelsea could probably help me.
Oh, Chelsea totally would help you. Absolutely.
Okay, this is another funny question. Just what you guys are talking about. Say I was like I couldn't use my arms or something, right?
Oh boy.
And
I'm not wiping your butt.
But Carter, would you wipe my butt if I couldn't? Would you be willing to? If I'm sitting there, would you at least install a bidet that I could use? If I was sitting there, my arms are like this, and I'm like, Carter, come wipe my bum.
Yeah, I'd probably just turn the shower on for you and tell you to get in.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would work on installing a bidet if that was the case.
That's really nice of you, though,
Yeah.
to install a bidet for him.
Very
'Cause he can't
considerate.
use his arm.
Thought about doing it here, but I just haven't got to it yet.
I see ones you can add to your toilet seat.
Yeah.
You scare me.
Yeah, same. Annie had one, and when in her house in Delaware, and she loves it. Every time I go to use the bathroom in there, I could never turn it on. I was too scared to use it. I felt like I was gonna flood the entire bathroom. I was like, knowing me, I'm gonna press the wrong thing,
button.
and this whole place is just gonna be soaked in water.
Yeah, this is the one that clips on your toilet seat, right?
Yeah.
Would you pay
Doesn't
for
work.
Caleb's bidet too?
No.
He's already paid for my podcast. I can't ask for much more.
The bidet is a step too far.
Yeah.
But if it meant not having to wipe your brother's butt,
Would I? Yeah, probably not. I just keep turning
What
the
if?
shower on.
What if?
He'd make Curtis do it.
I've been looking this whole time to try to.
It's Calvin.
Calvin would do it, no questions asked. Calvin would do it now. I'd be like, Calvin, you can't ask questions. I need you to wipe my ass right now. He'd be like, I can't ask questions. I'd be like, you can't ask questions. He'd just roll up his sleeves and do it.
That's a real brother.
Yeah, he's
That's
a real
love.
one.
yeah, that's love.
Um,
I can't say I would wipe my brother's butt.
I would do my
Either
sisters.
I have this
If they
bit.
would do it for me, I would do it for them.
I have a bit about wiping my butt, but it's really gross. I don't know if it's worth doing.
I've been looking this whole time to see if I can find Chicken Megazord, and I have no idea.
It was from like Yu-Gi-Oh or something, wasn't it?
Mom said, what'd Mom say? She
Dragon
said
Ball.
Dragon Ball, maybe.
Was it Yu-Gi-Oh?
I think Mom was
If so,
referring
is it
to the
coming to
new
his
show, but
computers?
maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. We can skip the wiping my ass bit.
It's probably a good idea.
Probably for the best.
Save it for the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. Save it for the real audience.
Save it for all the grandmas and the aunts and uncles.
Oh, they'll love that.
But yeah, anyway, I figured honestly keeping it to a minute I thought was safe. Like that's a
I
safe.
feel like that's short.
You
I feel like
think
maybe
that.
2 minutes.
Yeah, everyone thinks that until it's
That's
dead
true, yeah.
silent and it's just me and my words.
Crickets.
You
Yeah,
have a
like
really good one hitter.
Oh, I'm
One-liner?
gonna have the DJ.
I would love to have a good one-liner,
Cue
but
up some-
those are one-liners. See, everyone thinks like comedy is like you can just write it and then say it and it works. But
Yeah.
it's like writing it and saying it hundreds and hundreds of times until it works. So that's why I tried out some of my potential material for the wedding now is because like I don't know how it's gonna go. Like I don't want to have a speech that nobody's heard and I have no idea how it's gonna go.
I'm
I
gonna
wanna
have
know
the
it's gonna
DJ
work.
cue up some cricket noises, so when
Yeah.
you try to crack a joke that's not bad, I'm gonna be like, now, and yep.
Yeah, perfect. I think we need crickets. I think we need like the
A fake applause would be good too.
but also like
the
the
end.
Yeah.
I think
sound effects.
I think that's a good one. I think we got to keep that on deck for my speech.
Carter's gonna be on the DJ stand doing those sound effects.
Hey, did you guys having a DJ or would you decide?
DJ.
Yeah. No one I don't really like the idea of just cover songs, right?
Live
I
music
Yeah.
sucks if it's not at a concert.
I don't mind live
Or there's
music.
no
I just
dancing.
it's so much easier.
But there's dancing
to
at a wedding.
have-
Yes.
Yes, there will be dancing. But it's so much easier to have what you want played, like from a DJ than it is
Yeah.
from a
What,
band.
what I loved,
They're also
honestly,
cheaper.
again, not that I've been to a ton of weddings, but Colin's wedding, they like gave the DJ a list of songs they wanted to hear. Again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Colin, but I think I asked you about it, or I was talking to the DJ or somebody, but he had all the songs and then he put them in an order that they would flow really well.
Yeah, so
And I thought that was awesome. I love that.
There's like a website and an app we can use to put in specific songs that we want. So like I want a specific song when I walk down the aisle. So like that's in there is my song down the aisle or whatever. And then I can pick other specific songs for different things. And then there's like a big overall at the reception dance party thing, what songs I specifically want played. And then I was going to have people when they RSVP, because they're RSVPing through the website, suggest a song. That way I don't have to come up with all the songs. And I can like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm going to put that one on there. But if I don't like it, it's not getting played.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
What's
I kind of like that idea.
what's the band song list? Any band songs like no thong song, no like
No Molly
no
Cyrus.
YMCA. Like what do you
I
think?
don't mind the YMCA.
Okay, YMCA confirmed. Cardinelli's wedding. Guys, start practicing.
You don't have to practice for the YMCA.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people do the C backwards.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it. I do that.
Yeah. No chicken dance. I don't like the chicken dance.
Okay, no chicken dance. Fair enough. I don't like the chicken dance either.
We should learn some line dances.
I
That
want
could
to
be
learn.
cool.
There's a line dance for
we-
Every Man of Mine that I want to learn.
Could we do like one choreographed scene? Like one like
Do you want to recreate The Office?
I mean, we could, but I do feel like so the problem with the recreating the Office thing, the Office was recreating a viral YouTube video.
That's
so
true.
The Office was kind of making fun of people recreating it. So it's not really funny to recreate. Like the point was it was tacky and ironic, and that's why they were recreating it. And so I don't know how you can re-get the humor out of it by us copying the copy. You know, I love it. I would love to do it because I love The Office, but
I think
I'd wear the tissue boxes on my feet like Kevin.
I think we should enter to that Chris Brown song just to be funny. But we don't have to
What Chris Brown song?
Forever from The Office.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Come on. Enter to that because we'll have to enter to something because like to the reception.
Yeah.
Cotton Eye Joe, Colin said. I could
great
picture us
dance.
doing Cotton Eye
That's a
Joe.
good one.
I can do the Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
I
My
don't know
legs
it
do
all,
get
but-
real tired by the end of it, but I do love the Cotton Eye Joe. What about the electric slide?
What's Colin been up to?
Electric slide would be fun.
He's been listening for a long time.
He's been
Amy's
very active this time.
RSVPing now.
Colin listens while he plays video games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he playing right now?
Yep.
How long have we been going?
A really
We're just
long
about
time.
to hit 2 hours. Yeah.
Well, I say we
Wow.
wrap it up. My throat's getting dry and I'm out of water, so. But I thought this was a good episode. I thought it went well. Yeah.
Congrats,
Yeah.
Mary, on your first appearance.
Thank you.
How'd you feel?
I had fun. I was really nervous in the beginning.
Good.
You can tell by my stuttering.
I'm gonna
But,
rewatch it and save that for later.
Yeah, I think it went really good. So,
Yeah.
success, great
Bear's
success.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bear's had enough. He's like, guys, can you please leave my house? It's past my bedtime.
I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, that'll be it, I guess. We'll
Okay.
be back at it Wednesday. Another podcast. Fridays are up in the air now. Fridays might be canceled forever. I don't know.
It's just so so hard. Everybody's so busy.
It's also
so-
the time of year.
Also, Colin messaged me on Facebook and said
We're not ending anymore. We're gonna go for another half hour. All right, what'd Colin say?
a bidet still requires hands to operate it.
That's still better than having to wipe someone's ass, though. So
Yeah,
We'll
true.
get a sound controlled one.
Yeah, voice activated bidet coming soon.
Hey Siri.